YouTube, and TikTok. I am streaming on both platforms. And the prompts of the day is the Bible is Mind Sciences, as every day is a psychological book. It's about the mental aspect of you, the psychic, the psyche, the psychology. Because this world is mental, all is mind. Everything proceeds from thought. Everything that you will ever see in this world was first a thought. Everything, whether it is a bean or a tree, a flower, an experience, a circumstance, an event, a chair, a house, car, money. They're all thoughts held in mind, held in the consciousness of the I am, expressed into physical form, or that which appears to be solid. We came to experience this thing called life, and we came to have a wonderful experience in this life. We just forgot. We're suffering amnesia as we fell into duality. That is the fall of man, the fall of into duality. And the awakening mind is into the realization that it's all one. That we are one. We are one. We are all one. Unity of the spirit. There is nothing separate from you. Everything that you're seeing in your world is because of your assumptions about life. That's what you see. So you assume that, you'll get your quote unquote news information about your world through your programming, through your television networks, the televised programming. You feel that's how you'll perceive your world, then so be it. Others choose not to perceive reality from that standpoint, from that viewpoint, from that point of view. They decide to create their own reality. And they'll tell their own vision. They won't let someone else tell them a vision. They'll create their own. And so that's a decision you get to make. But most of us, as we slept, we let other people program us. We let other people tell us what the world was, what it should look like, what it should be, what we should do, where we should live, how we should speak, how much money we should have. But as you come through your awakening, as you awaken in this dream of life, then everything you thought you knew about life is the opposite. That you were living in an upside down reality, an inverted reality. That everything was in reverse. That you thought that the effects was the cause. You thought that your circumstances, that what was happening out there was why you were feeling the way you were feeling. However, in actuality, everything out there is a reflection of what's in here, what's in the mind. The world is a projection of the mind. The world is mental. And you realize you don't have to accept someone else's reality. Everyone else always wants to tell you how you should see life. Well, you can't think like that. That's not real. You're not living in reality. You're delusional. You're delulu. That just isn't real. And then they seem to be upset that you choose not to view reality from their viewpoint. Like, what? Why do I have to see life negatively? Because you do. Because you can't find something to feel good about. You think everybody else has to join your company, the company of misery. Because I get it. The old saying goes, hey, misery loves company. But guess what? So does happy. Happy is a great time. Happy is a good time. I tell you, happy is a good time. Join happy because it's a great time. Yeah, you don't have to join the misery company. Put in your resignation. Stop working for misery. Say you quit. Just quit right now. I'm tired of being miserable. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Who's hiring for the happy company? You know what? The happy company is always open. It's always accepting applications. The positions are never filled, ever. At any time, any point of your life, you can join the happy company. Hey, hey, happy Friday. Welcome. Hey, Marley. Oh, here comes the those who want you to join the misery company. They always are around trying to collect employees. Over here on YouTube as well as on TikTok, you always find those who love to bring about, they are always looking for people to join their misery. And will tell you you have no right to be happy. Will continuously tell you how dare you be happy. Don't you know there are poor people in the world, as if you being poor is going to help them be happy? Like, why? I guess I just don't understand, like, why does everybody have to be miserable? Why does everyone have to be miserable because you are? And because you can't see success in your world, no one else is supposed to be successful? Because you haven't figured out how to live the good life now in the land of the living. You want everyone else to be as poor as you are. You're poor in spirit and in health. You're not as, what is it, 3rd John? No, is it 2nd John? Is it 2nd John, 3rd John? 2nd or 3rd John? What it says, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Here you go. You got the naysayers. You have the religious minded want you to live in poverty. They want you to be poor in spirit. They want you to be, walking around talking about woe is me. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. They want you to be Chicken Little. They want to operate from Murphy's Law. They say they quote the Bible, but they only look for the miserable parts of it. They don't quote where it says you are more than conquerors in Jesus Christ. That I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. You know that I wasn't given the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. They don't quote those scriptures. You know what scriptures they lead you to? Oh, you're nothing but a sinner. A wretched sinner am I. Oh, this flesh is weak. The spirit is willing. Oh, but the flesh is weak. My flesh, my flesh, my flesh. But they don't tell you that the script says that you're not even supposed to be living according to your flesh. For those that are led by the Spirit of God, oh, they are the sons of God. They neglect to show you those scriptures. That it's not you that live, but it is Christ in you that lives. So they're not even supposed to be operating from their own power. They're supposed to be operating from the power of Christ. However, they neglect to tell you that part. That do you not know that Christ is in you, your hope of glory? Unless you fail to meet the test, and I find that most religious minded are failing to meet the test. Do you not know Christ in you? Unless you be a reprobate. I guess you're a reprobate because you keep talking about the flesh, but the Bible, the New Testament, talks about the power of the Spirit. It may speak of the weaknesses of the flesh, of the carnal mind, of the limited purview of the senses, but it tells you about the power of the Spirit. And that's how you're supposed to live, through the power of the Spirit. To ignore the flesh, to don't even allow that to even enter your mind, what's going on with the flesh. Because the flesh profits you nothing. It doesn't profit you anything. Where if you're serving the living God, does it give you power over sin? Because Esther, do you have power over sin, or do you continue to give way to it. Because the Spirit of the Christ has freed you from the law of sin and death, or you continue to operate in the law of sin and death. You know, I was talking to my husband. I was like, you know what? When I was a Christian, I didn't call myself a sinner. You know, when I was a Christian, the church that I went to, they taught that we were saints. We were no longer sinners. That we were free from sin and we were saints. Those who were sinners were ain'ts. And those who were saved were saints. No longer bound by sin. So I guess this is a new wave of Christianity that only one that talks about you being a sinner. That concept is new to me, because even when I was a Christian, that wasn't the concept that I was taught. I was taught once you become saved by grace, you're no longer a sinner, you're now a saint. But I know some, like Catholicism, they say you don't become a saint until you die. And they say, and the church then has to proclaim you a saint. Like, you don't get to say that you're a saint, even though that's what scripture says. You have to wait for someone else to call you that after you're long gone. So you see the brand of Christianity, depending on what your affiliation or the organization you find yourself with. Not everybody agrees, which is why you have 45,000 denominations of Christianity. Hello, welcome everyone. Good morning, Spam Likely. Hello, Amadi. Hello, Latoxic. Welcome. Happy Friday. No. Hey, Cheryl. How are you? Hello, everyone over here on YouTube. How are you? We have Carlos, and we have Rowing Expert. Hello. The Bible is mind science. Yes, happy to be here. Hey, stay to myself. Nope. I'm a believer in me. I'm not a believer in Christianity. The Bible teaches you to believe in yourself, not to believe in something outside of you. So over here on TikTok, double tap the screen, 10K, the easy way. You get to come up and have your say. So if you are over here on YouTube and you want to have a conversation, come on over here to TikTok, join the live, and you can come up on the panel and we can have a conversation. But if you just want to comment on YouTube and ask questions on YouTube, I will gladly oblige and have a conversation with you that way with your comments. So Christians, do you bow your knee to Jesus? Yeah, you do bow your knee. You do get on your knees and pray and beg for God to have mercy on you. I forget. Yes, you do. You do definitely bow. That is something that Christians do. They are definitely told to get on their knees and cry out to God. I forget. Yes, I forgot about that. You definitely do bow your knees, and you definitely do get down on the floor, and then you lay out, stretch out before God, But tell me, how's that working out for you guys? Does God answer your prayers as you're crying out and begging and pleading and asking God to do something He already done? Because according to Christ, the works are finished. So everything you want already exists. Anything you could possibly ask for already belongs to you. But do you know this? Are you aware that the earth is the Lord's, not Satan's? The earth does not belong to Satan. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. And all that I have is thine. Everything that God has already belongs to you. But do you believe it? That is the question, because to them that have it shall be given, but to them that have not, even that which they think they have shall be taken away. So do you think you don't have much, which is why you don't experience much, which is why you continue to operate in lack? Because you're not doing what John says, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. That you be, as the Psalm says, that you're planted by the river. You're like a tree planted by the river, whose leaf does not wither, and who bears fruit in its season, and all that you do prospers. Does everything that you touch turn to gold? Do you have the Midas touch? Is everything you're doing prospering? That's not true. Y'all just make up stuff. Even who is the greatest scholars? You know that your Bible says those who think they are the greatest shall be the least in the kingdom. So while you all putting people on pedestals, your Bible condemns that. Jesus scoffed at those who wanted the chief seats and the high seats and who wanted to be seen as great among men. Jesus said, watch out for those who wants the chief seats, who wants to be seen great among men, who want to pray in the courts, in the outer courts. They want to pray so everybody can see them and so everybody can see how awesome that they are. Watch out for those people. So while you Christians keep talking about people that don't even exist in time and space anymore and giving credence to them, how about give credence to that Bible that you claim you love so much? You seem to like to uphold the teachings of quote unquote church fathers and scholars and not this Bible you claim that you live by. Don't come tell me about scholars. Tell me what that Bible say. Tell me what the Bible says. Not with some man that breathes and lives and breathes just like you. I mean, and I'm only saying tell me what the Bible says because you say you live by it. See, I actually live by the Bible. You actually live by traditions of men. Christians are traditional. They're traditional. They operate from the traditions of men. They don't operate from the power of the Bible. They don't really know the script. They don't really believe the script. They go to church every Sunday. They may go to, Bible study every once in a while, and they just let someone else tell them what the Bible says and don't really read it and make sure that what the pastor is saying is in the script. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. If you really want to have a blessed life in this time, go to the good stuff of the Bible. Go get to the good part. Can we get to the good part? I don't need a job. Why would I need a job? You need a job. All right, then stay away from Black women. Who's Black women? I don't know Black women. Then go to another live, Gabe. Why are you here if you think I'm a Black woman and Jesus told you to stay away from him? People are something else. Over here talking your racist talk behind with no picture. Let's see your face, Gabe. So I can post your picture on social media. Why are you going around talking about Jesus said stay away from Black women? Yes, this is on YouTube, Latoxic. Yep, always have no pic or private. Exactly. Why they be talking their stuff? You shut up. You might as well write your own, Johnny Leach. You damn Skippy. I live my own life. And here's the thing, Johnny Leach, you're writing your own script. You don't even live by the word. I guarantee you. Come on over here to YouTube. We'll talk about it. I guarantee you don't live by that script. Christians are so entitled. They're so pushy. They think that because they say for you to be quiet and shut up, that you're going to do it. Like they think they have some type of authority. You don't even have authority over your own life, and you think you don't have authority over someone else's life. Get authority over your own before you try to give me authority, have authority over someone else's. Master your own mind. I just don't understand why Christians be so angry. You're supposed to have the joy of the Lord is supposed to be your strength. You're supposed to be walking around rejoicing. Again, I say rejoice. Let the joy of the Lord be your strength. I came that your joy may be full. Where is the fullness of joy? Why isn't it on display? Where is the joy? Where is the fruit of the Spirit? Where is the love? Why are you so easily angered and offended? Why do you care if no one accepts your Jesus? Then that means you get to have him all to yourself. Who cares? So are you. Everybody's reading the leftover. I'm reading myself. Are you, Miguel? I don't even read the Bible. I stopped reading the Bible 20 years ago. I reference the Bible, which is different. I recollect, I have a recall of the good stuff. I get to the good parts of the Bible. I let somebody else study it. I may reference it, may read a scripture here and there, but I get to the good stuff. I get to the good part. I leave all that other stuff, the nonsense, to the religious minded. I let y'all argue over sin and the devil and Satan's and, and who was real and who wasn't real, what Abraham said, what Joseph did. I let y'all figure that out. I'm writing my own story. You damn skipping. I suggest you do the same. Write your own story. Stop letting other people dictate your reality for you. Hey, Beck. Who said humans just appeared? But you did. You better be damn skippy. A woman didn't come from the rib of a man. No one said human just appeared. And maybe they did. You don't know. You weren't there. Your logical mind was not there. Your logical mind is a creation of the spirit. The I am always was, always will be. The conscious mind, awareness, energy always was. If you really want to know, you could pray and ask with sincerity. But to me, I don't care. Who cares who were the first beings on the plane? You're here now. What are you going to do with the moment now? You're too busy caught up in the past when your script says, any man that puts his hand to the plow and looks back is not fit for the kingdom, yet you keep looking back. Because see, that Bible is not a history book. It's not about what happened. It's about what happens. It's a living word. It's a living will and testament. Test comes from testes, which is the body. Ment, which is mind. It's about mind and body. The body of beliefs. Not talking about the physical body. Because the physical body does nothing. The physical body is the effect. It follows the mind. The body has no volition in and of itself. It only does what the mind tells it. That's why your Bible says, as a mind thinks, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. It's what you think about you. So you think you're a sinner, then a sinner you will do. You will do the deeds of a sinner. That's why most Christians have the I can't help it. That's why they are always battling and wrestling with sin, because they see themselves as sinners. So as a sinner, they will do the deeds of a sinner, because as they think in their heart, so are they. Hello, I am that I am. Oh, I have repented. I've been repentant. I've been changed my mind about Christianity. But have you repented? Or do you keep wallowing in the mud, playing with the pigs? Well, why would somebody need to rage bait? Then why you stop here if I'm just rage baiting then? Why you feel you need to come warn people? People can't think for themselves. It's interesting. Other people want to tell other people what to do because they think other people don't have their own mind. That shows you that what people think about you, because they want to come tell you how not to be in somebody else's life. Then why are you here? If it's rage bait, why are you here? If I'm rage baiting you, you should just scroll on by. You should have read the problem like, this rage bait, let me keep on moving. But nope, you stopped by, had to put your 2 cents in, which I appreciate because you helped the algorithm. Thank you for that. I thank you for commenting. But I'm not here to convince, proselytize, or convert. I'll leave that to Christians. I leave that to the religious mind. I let you go around trying to convince, convert, proselytize folks into your religion. Tell people how horrible and wicked that they are. condemn people, pour guilt and shame on them, as if they don't already feel enough guilt and shame for themselves. You're going to add on, you're going to pile on and make them feel even worse. Yeah, you go do that. Yes, I am God. Exactly. Yes. You said set a gift goal. I'll still be trying to figure out how to work this with this TikTok. You say you think it's at the top? Let me see. Yep, thank you. You're right. It is at the top. I found it. Thank you. $10K the easy way. You get to come up and have your say. Double tap the screen. And it is always because you don't agree with Christianity. So they think, Christianity is one of the out of all the major religions, it has the fewest members, and I think they think that's something great because the Bible talks about Israel being small in number, and that's why God chose them, because they were small in number, thinking that the Bible's actually talking about people. It isn't, But that's why all of the Abrahamic faiths are always warring with one another, because they're always fighting over the same God. The Jews say, no, God is my God. The Christians say, no, that God is my God. And the Muslims say, no, that God is my God. And so they're always warring in the Middle East. And the Middle East war is just a reflection of what's going on in the mind of man. The mind of man is always warring with itself. It hasn't got to the center or the core of the matter and dealt with the heart. That's what the Middle East is, the heart of you, the center of you, the core of you. And so you think that God has special people, that God has favorites, that God only loves some people and don't love all, that God only loves those who accepts a crucifixion, who accepts a sacrifice. But it's one of my mutuals reminding me, because I did quote the scripture. I didn't know it was found, but it's in Hosea and Isaiah that the script says, sacrifice. God never desired sacrifice, but yet here Christians will tell you, yes, he did. He desired the sacrifice of his son. But Isaiah and Hosea and Isaiah would actually counteract that thought. It would contradict it. That's why people say the Bible is a contradiction, that it's full of contradictions, because in one area you have God saying he never desired sacrifice. And then in the other area, you're telling me, oh, yes, he did. He desired human sacrifice, blood sacrifice, animal sacrifice. You're constantly telling me how he actually did want sacrifice, when he has other parts of the script that says, no, I never desired sacrifice. Hello, Eric. Welcome. Yes. Hey, Tam V. But they will fight you up and down. They no. But this Bible's about. Let me get off the Christian bandwagon, because who cares what y'all think, for real though. I'm doing it more out of sarcasm. I'm doing that because I know that this world is just a play. It's imaginary, and we take it really too serious. I could really care less what Christians think. You get to have your belief system. No one's trying to take that away from you, especially if you feel like it brings you peace, joy, harmony, and goodwill towards all men. If it actually allows you to be the loving light that you're called to be, who will ever take that away from you? I understand that the Bible is psychological, however. I understand that the Bible is a manifestation book. I know that God is not outside, God is within. God is awareness, is consciousness, is thought. That's who God is. And that we no longer need to seek for masters. We just need to learn how to master our own mind. That's what the Bible is telling you, how to master your own mind so you can create the reality in which you would like to experience during your time here on earth. Your life is not about trying to get to heaven. Your time here on earth is to bring heaven down to earth. It's for you to manifest heaven now. That's why you're told in the script, repent, repent, for the kingdom of God is at hand. It's not a later thing to be experienced, it's a now thing to have. It's already there. You just have to open your eyes. You just have to lift up your eyes to the hills and know that your help comes from within. That's where the kingdom of God is. Say, lift up your eyes to the hills which cometh your help, and know that your help comes from the Lord. And the Lord is who? The I am. And where's the I am? Within. Because Luke 17:21 tells you that the kingdom of God is where? Within you. It's within you. It's not outside of you. It's not a place that you go. It's a thing you experience. Through light, through love, through joy, through peace, through compassion, through harmony, being on one accord, seeing the unity of all things, to stop saying life is separate from you, but life as a reflection of you. That the world you're experiencing, your world, not the world, not what somebody's doing over there in Palestine, not what's going on over in Gaza, not what's going on over in the Congo, not what's going on over in Haiti, no, what's happening in your world. If you happen to be living in Haiti, then yes, that's your world, and you need to create heaven there. Right? If you live in South America, if you're in Brazil, then you need to make your heaven there. You happen to live in these United States of America, your heaven needs to be here. If you happen to live in the Middle East, if you happen to live in Dubai, or you happen to live in, Hong Kong over there in the East, make your heaven alive and well now. Here, right now, like right here, right now. You don't have to stop worrying about what's going to happen when you die, and worry about what's happening now that you're alive. You're here and now. Make the best of it. Do as Philippians 4:8 is telling you to do. Whatsoever things that are lovely, whatsoever things that are pure, whatsoever things are just, noble, true, whatever things are praiseworthy and of good report. Think on these things. The Bible already telling you how to think, but for some reason you won't do it. You won't think the best of life. You want to allow yourself to be love. To be love. Just be love. To be kind. To be patient. To be not proud or boastful. To not be easily angered or offended. To keep no records of wrong. To rejoice in truth and not in evil. Right? To know that love hopes all things, endures all things, believes all things, and love what? Never fails, because love covers a multitude of sins. Love also casts out all fear. That's why you're told that you're loved, that you weren't created in fear. You weren't even given fear. So where did it come from? Where did fear come from? It's a creation of the mind. And we know all creations what? Are shadows. They're illusions. They're not real. Love is not created. That's what makes it real. That's why that's the only thing there is. Love is. Yeah, Miguel. But here's the thing, you still it's for those who are drawn to the light, not those who are not, right? You still let your light shine, right? You don't hide your light under a bushel. because people won't receive it. That means they'll just be repelled by the light, and it just means the message isn't for them, right? So it's like the old saying, you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink it. You can't force this truth upon people. They're either ready to receive it or they're not. And that's okay if they're not. That just means they have their own journey, their own path to enlightenment, because all roads lead to enlightenment. All roads. And if not in this incarnation, in the next. And then if not in that incarnation, then in the next. Because life is eternal. Life is infinite. Life just keeps beating on. Because when you cease to be conscious of this reality will still cease to be, even though you may not be conscious of it. Yes. Yeah, just because there are sins doesn't make you a sinner. I didn't say there weren't sins. I said we are not sinners, not the same thing. Reminding yourself that you're not defined by your experience. That's what people have to know. People attach themselves to experiences and then wonder why things never change for them, because they're attached to the experience. Let go of being defined by experiences and be defined by the truth of your being. You are. I am. Be defined by that. Not by what you do, but who you are. You may practice medicine. You may practice law. You may practice many things, but that's not who you are. You are an eternal being of light and love and joy and peace. That's who you are. What you do is what you're experiencing, and that is not who you are. People need to stop attaching yourself to the experience. That's what Buddha is talking about, detachment, right? We attach ourselves to our desires, and when they don't come, that's why we feel depressed or feel anxious or despondent, because we attached ourselves to the experience. Desires are wonderful. They're amazing. And that's all you need to just see them as. Amazing and wonderful and beautiful and exciting. And then that's it. You're going on the roller coaster of life. You're going to the amusement park. And you're choosing which rides, which things you will want to be entertained by in the amusement park. And go to have the most greatest experience you can have without judging the amusement park. You don't go to the amusement park and then complain that other people are there. So you go and, oh my goodness, I can't believe the lines are so long. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I have to blah, 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 blah. No. Why are you complaining? Be like, oh my goodness, look how many people that I'm having this shared experience with. Oh my goodness, everyone else decided to come here the same day I did. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I'm not here to move anything but myself. I'm not here to change anyone but self. And in anything that I perceive in the self of me on the outside of me, because there is no outside of me, there's only that is which within me projected on the outside of me, right? We're not here to have power over others. We're here to express our own power. The power is not to manipulate others. The power is to express love. The purpose of power is to express love and to see people as whole, perfect, and complete. That's the purpose of love. That's the purpose of power. It's to express love and to see people not as poor, not as downtrodden, not as sick, not as homeless, not as food, you're supposed to see people from the I am state, from the wholeness. When the Bible talks about the Holy Spirit, it's only talking about the wholeness of you. That the spirit is not broken, it's not divided. It's whole, it's complete. That's why you're told to be ye holy, be wholeness, be perfect. It's saying the same thing. When it tells you to be holy, when it tells you to be perfect, it's saying the same thing. Operate in your wholeness and in your completeness. No, there are no laws to follow. That's why I disagree, Caesar. No laws to follow. There's only one law, and that law is not a following, it is a beingness. And that law is love. There's only one law, and that law is love. Because the script reminds you there is no law against love, because love is the fulfillment of the law. Well, what is the greatest commandment? Asked the disciplines of mind, the disciples. And the enlightened one, the Christ mind, says, oh, to love God with all thy heart, with all thy mind. And the other is just like it. It's just like the one I just told you. Love the neighbor as you love the self. Because here's the thing, I can't love you if I don't love me, because if I don't know how to love me, how can I possibly know how to love you? Because loving God is loving me. And loving me causes me to love you, because I see you as what? Me. I see you as me, because we are what? All God. We're all God. We're all good. Oh, why does thou callest me good? There is no one that is good. Why? Because all are good. All are God. Good and God are the same word. It's the same word. Absolutely, it makes sense in a metaphysical view. It makes no sense from a literal perspective. Absolutely no sense if you take that Bible literal from a physical perspective. Because when Paul wants to get into his book, into his bag about how women need to keep silent and women need to obey their husbands, oh, that's metaphysical, boo. That ain't literal. That ain't telling a woman that she has to become subservient to a man. It's talking about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The wife being the subconscious mind, which is the feminine aspect of the divine, which is the womb of creation. That the masculine energy and the feminine energy are not separate, they're one. It's a unit, it's unity. Two aspects, one mind, one spirit. God is undivided. That's what we have to understand. God is undivided. You can't divide consciousness. You cannot divide God. Stop dividing the one. It's not two, it's one. God is indivisible. Indivisible. You cannot divide spirit. Hello, Miss Sunshine.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you.
I had a discussion with my friend, and he always get upset because he always talking about how we're gonna have all these mansions and stuff in heaven. When I say, why would I have to die to be happy? Why would I have to wait and die to have my mansion? I want my stuff now. And when I tell him the Bible, that stuff is how they lived in their time. That was their stories, and we have to make our own stories. He think I'm crazy, and I know I'm not crazy because it makes no sense to me. I want my happiness now. Why would I have to die to be happy?
Say that again.
And then
Why do you have to die to be happy?
yeah,
And
I
then,
want
like,
my
people
happiness now.
shun that you are happy in this life. How dare you be happy?
Right. And I asked him a question. I said, think about it. If Jesus died for our sins, that means nobody can sin now. That means that if he died for our sins and we still sin, then he died in vain. So what sense does this make? I mean, if he died for our sins, that means it's no sin in the world. Nobody has sinned. So he don't understand that. I'm like, what sense does that make? That means that he died for nothing. Then,
That's
if you
right.
think.
Yep, that's what we say. We say that all the time. He died in vain.
Because everybody still sins. I mean, the minute he died, they still sin.
That because people don't understand that sin is just ignorance of the law of love. That's all sin is. When you don't know who you are, you keep missing the mark of love. That's all it means. You keep operating in fear. When
and I was telling
go ahead.
I was telling him about King James. I said, if you claim he did the Bible over, he interpreted everything, and he didn't live by it. He wrote the Bible or whatever he say he did. But look at his life, how he lived. He killed his mama. He sinned. He did everything. But you gonna go by a Bible that he supposed to have interpreted from other people. I don't understand. And he gets mad when I be talking like that. He was like, you don't understand what you're saying. Right. I'm like, I totally understand what I'm saying.
Right. He just happened to be the king that authorized the translation. I don't think he translated himself. I think he authorized those in his court to take the other Bibles and translate it. Did they purposely mistranslate certain scriptures? Of course, I believe they did. Right. Every time the Bible keeps getting translated, the translators keep watering it down, changing language, because we know that English is a spell casting language, right? So they are very aware of what they were doing when they interpreted the King James Version into Old English, right? They are very aware with it, so that's why you have to read between the tea leaves, right? You have to study the Bible, not just read it, right? Meditate on it. Allow the Spirit within you to give you revelation of what it's saying, because the letter kills, but what? The Spirit gives life. The I Am will interpret that word for you if you truly want to know what it means. But if it's not necessary, right? It's not necessary that you use that book, because the book is what? Written on your heart. You are the book. You are the book. Someone on YouTube says, okay, but Paul's real story. Well, hold on, Miss Sunshine. Have a question on YouTube saying that okay, but Paul's real story is it a real story or metaphysical? It's metaphysical. So Paul being when he has his Damascus Road experience, right? And he comes to the great light, and he sees the great light, and it says that he fell off his beast. Well, it's talking about he fell down to his knees. The beast would be the body of your old belief system. He fell off that belief system when he came into the revelation of who the Christ was. The Christ was not a physical person, but an enlightenment, is the power and wisdom of God. He had the experience of revelation, of the revealing of God as man. That was the point of that story. And that's all the Bible. So the Old Testament is talking about the old mind and body that operates in duality. The New Testament is about the awakened mind that operates in the spirit of unity, oneness, that stops seeing the world as separate from you. Go ahead, Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, and I was asking, I was like, I have bills. We have a whole different life from what they lived about. I can't go, I said, show me. I can just about and separate. They didn't have all that back then. So how do you he just don't understand. I'm like, we have our life now. We have to write our life now. That's how they lived back then. Can't live like they lived back then. But that's how he was raised, and it's just in his mind that everything, he can go in the Bible and it'll show him everything. I'm like, but your life hasn't. You need to change.
Oh, wait a minute, you're breaking down.
I listened to you, and it all makes sense, because I was.
Wait a minute, Sunshine. I
was the only one that thought like this. I'm like, is there something wrong with me? Yes.
You're breaking up a little bit. You kind of went in and out.
Okay. I probably got to go. Can you? Is it still breaking up?
Not there.
Hello?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, and I was just trying to understand. I thought I was the only one that thought like this, and was trying to make me think that I was weird or something was wrong with me. I was like, no, I'm not the only one. And as I started, listening to you and other people, I'm like, it's a lot of people that has the same mind that I have, that understands that we have to live this life and we have to make our lives what we want it to, be. So I thank you for, talking and explaining how things really go. And people have to wake up and understand, they have to do it for themselves. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to do it for us.
Yes. Nobody's going to do it for us. Yep. Caesar, don't worry about it. It comes with the program. I know people like to be agitators. They like to, be, as they like to say, disruptors. They think because someone called, I'm so past the racist terminology that, like I don't identify with that mentality. So believe me, I don't take things personal. I don't know these people from a hole in the wall, from a star in the sky. So I'll just block and we just move along. Yes, I mean, here's the thing. I probably experience it more here on these social media apps, but not in real time. As far as if somebody in my face, like in my world, like only on, because if some of these people may be bots, like you don't know, because the world is so virtual and digital, you don't know if what you're seeing on these screens are actually coming from real people or if they're coming from, bots. So you just can't, you got to be able to just look past this stuff, because it really isn't. You got to have thick skin. You cannot let this stuff be personal. You really cannot take it personal. Like Monica said, don't take it personal. I just want to be all alone when you think I treat you wrong. You cannot take it personal. Yeah. Unfortunately, it depends on, I just don't give my energy to it. You just can't give your energy to it, Caesar. And I don't, so. Yeah. But, the people over here on YouTube, they're a little bit more aggressive with their speech over here. But it's usually from people you can't see, and, people don't have anything else better to do. So it's cool. Hello, is that Ryan? Is that how you say that?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Getting ready to go to work.
Okay.
So, what is the belief that we're talking about right now, so I can have a good understanding of what we're talking
The
about?
belief is that your mind creates your reality.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is a tough belief, because I know that we're all in our own world, so it's hard to see the truth nowadays. So that is definitely your reality and what you've been taught to believe. And I don't know what your upbringing was or what it was like.
Well, I wasn't taught that as a child.
What were you doing?
I was taught like everybody else. Fear God, fear the government, fear people, fear. I was taught fear just like everybody else was. Later in life, when I'm in my late 20s, I became a Christian. I was a Christian till maybe my mid 30s when I started to question the teachings of Christianity. But because we're in a Christian society, even though I didn't grow up in a Christian home, that element of Christianity is always there. It's subliminal, even if it's not directly in your face, it's peripheral to your existence. Because no matter what you watch, no matter what television show, movie, you're going to get that essence of Christianity. That plot is going to always be there. That narrative is always going to be there.
Okay. So I'm going to keep this like really real life and not TikTok, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I know it sounds like you're an older woman, but that doesn't really apply for right now. Usually it does, which is funny. But this world is essentially an even playing field to get closer to God for everyone to make it to the kingdom of heaven. And this is a really real place, let me tell you. a lot of people, a lot of people have to work a little bit harder to see God than some people, and that's fair. You know, that's fair. Same way. Just as let me see how I'm gonna put this, because I gotta remember I'm on TikTok. There we go. We got 34 viewers. That's perfect. We have to understand the beginning of this story, because our entire earth is corrupted. This is a real spiritual warfare. Like you said, God is the representation of everything that's good. And this is definitely your higher and your lower dimension. This is crazy, because what we're taught in school, right, is that in science is that the world is eternal, meaning that there was essentially the Big Bang is that there was a starting point that was infinitely small and infinitely hot, right? So essentially what that is saying is that something can't be infinitely small. It can be infinitely small, but that also means that it's infinitely changing as well. So that's not really eternal. That means that there's something else that's before that. That's before that. That's before that. That doesn't really make sense. That's not true. It's not true at all. It would have to stay the same infinitely. It would have to be infinitely small. It would have to be infinitely hot the same way. So we add that same notion to the existence of God, right? That means that there would have to be God, right? And then prior to that, there would have to be another God that was either that created that God or that was infinitely the same God as well, right?
No,
And in the Bible,
I don't agree with that.
how we're adding the same notion.
Yeah, God
is in school.
No, because God was never created, right? Energy was never created, because that's what God is, right? Energy was never created. But anything that we see is a creation. All things that we see is a creation. So those things do start off small. Everything that we see in creation starts off small and evolves over time, right? You as a zygote in the belly of your mom started off small. You weren't a full grown man. You started off small. And then you went through a transformation into an infant. And then you come out of the birth canal. And then you go through stages of life. That's on the physical plane. You cannot compare physical to spiritual. Because on the spiritual plane, all is and everything, the acorn is the oak tree on the spiritual plane. But on the third dimensional plane, on this physical reality, is an acorn force. It must go into the ground. It must die. It must germinate. And then it becomes a full-grown tree.
Okay. So I didn't even crack the surface yet. We do know that Jesus died at 34, but I hear you. Let me finish my notion. So we add the same notion to God, like I said, right?
No, you're adding the same notion to God. You have to come from your perspective and not general, right? Because that's your perspective.
Okay, this is my perspective.
Yeah.
This is my perspective. Whatever you can choose to have selective comprehension and choose what you want to understand, I'm gonna still say what I gotta say. So, like I said, that's what they taught us in science, right? So if I, which I did, apply. This is aside from my personal testimony. If I apply that same notion to the creation, to God, the creator, right? That there was a God, essentially there would have to be a God that created that God eternally prior and so on, or a God that's infinitely small or infinitely large. It would still be God, and we know what God is, and that's still God. In the book of Genesis, it says that he always was and he always will be, and he created time. We don't have the divine knowledge of that, but this has led me to a full spiral of understanding of where we are. And then I looked at my life and who I truly am, which I would rather not disclaim on this TikTok internet thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I then started to look at the whole free will thing and the understanding of the actual story of, the creation of the earth and the 7 days, and then I started to see the number 8 and Jesus's resurrection and the 8th day, and then I realized the number 8 is actually an infinity symbol sideways, and and then this is aside from the testimony of Exodus 34:7, visiting from the Father directly to the second and third generation of my father's iniquity and transgression.
Okay.
This is real.
I mean, but what are you saying? So you're a
No,
Christian?
I know. I've seen Christ. I've seen Christ. This is a greater purpose. This is. I'll let you know my name. My name is Ryan Robinson. You'll hear about me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Um,
you accept that you accept the crucifixion. That's what you're saying.
yeah. And let me,
So
let me
so
tell
do
you.
you take everything in the Bible as literal, or some things are literal, some things are parabolic?
It's exactly literal. And you know what's so scary about it? You know how our parents teach us things when we're young, and just to tell us something, better, that we understand later, like, oh, mom was right or dad was right. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the same thing. The Father is telling us something.
Okay, so
Essentially.
seeing that you take this Bible literally, correct?
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna deal mostly with the New Testament because, of course, the New Testament is the Old Testament revealed, right? So we ain't gotta dibble dabble too much into the Old Testament. You can just stick right with the New Testament since you're accepting the crucifixion as a literal thing, right? And so, do you see yourself as a sinner or someone who wrestles with sin?
Yes, ma'am. That is the
Okay.
nature of us.
Okay. Is that what the New Testament teaches, that you are supposed to be in perpetual struggle with sin?
So let's step away from the Bible for a second.
Oh no,
Let's.
no. This is my platform.
Okay, that's fine.
I
That's
said we're
fine.
gonna stick with it because we're talking about you being a Christian. Because that's the whole
That's fine.
purpose of your life, right? To proselytize, to convert, convince people that your way is the only way, and that people need to see it from your perspective, right? So I want to deal with your perspective because I used to be a Christian,
Mhm.
and so you're telling me that the Bible, the New Testament, is always talking about you being struggling with sin. Like that's going to be your life, is to struggle with sin perpetually until you give up the body.
So you have to understand the purpose of sin. A lot of people don't really, really understand the purpose of sin. A lot of people don't really, really know that God.
Pause you really quick because you are doing a lot of extra. We need you to really get to the point here.
Yeah, I know.
I enjoy hearing you talking. Let's get to the point and have this
Okay.
discussion, but it's not a monologue. It's not a monologue.
Okay. So the purpose of the sin is essentially free will to choose God, right? So we all know that Lucifer fell, right? That was the first sin that was ever committed, right?
But here's the thing: I don't need to be taught Christianity.
Okay.
That's why we're not going there. That's why I don't need no biblical. I don't need you to walk me through the Bible. I told you I've been a Christian. Most people on my platform have been Christians, so I don't need to be taught Christianity. I know the doctrine, right? I know the doctrine. I don't. So we're talking about your walk with Christ and your interpretation of the script that you say you live by. And so I wanted to talk about this sin aspect because that seems to be very prevalent in the life of a Christian, which I'm going to say it shouldn't be. According to this script, you should have power over sin, not keep being submitted to it. You should not keep having difficulty with sinning now that you are a believer in Christ. Because it's no longer you living, it should be Christ in you that lives. And see, then since you have the Christ in you living, and we know Christ was sinless, how can you say Christ in you is sinning? Like, make that make sense? Because that should be an impossible feat for Christ in you to be sinning through you. Because he in you. Is he not in you? Unless you fail to meet the test. Are you failing? Are you reprobate? Do you not have Christ in you?
Christ is definitely in me. Yes.
Okay, so how are we struggling with sin?
I don't struggle as hard as others.
Oh, no, that wasn't a question. I don't care. I'm not talking about your degree of struggle. We ain't talking about degree of struggle. We're talking about the fact that you do struggle. The fact that you do struggle should be you should be null in effect. You should, the moment you became a Christian and Christ entered into your heart and you got baptized with the Holy Spirit, right? The baptism of Spirit with fire, right? With fire. You know what that means, right? The baptism of the Holy Spirit with fire, right? The fire purifies you, correct? So the spirit didn't purify you, and you still struggling with sin.
We can kind of use that same thing for that's literally a testimony that God even created hell. That's the choice that I'm telling you. It's that.
What does hell have to do with this conversation? Because we're talking about you being able to live as Christ, but you're telling me that you can't. So why would I want to be a Christian? Why would anyone want to be a Christian if the moment you become a Christian, your only battle scars is always battling the devil. Your whole life is just going to be built with the perpetual struggle with sin and always contending with the devil. What is supposed to be so enduring or endearing to that life?
I wish I could take my eyes out and give them to you, sweetheart. I wish I could. Man.
You stop acting like she is your student or something.
This whole sweetheart. I'm not your sweetheart. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. You can't even tell me about your relationship with the Christ, and you just want to go to these
Your beginnings aren't the same as mine.
What do you call?
Let's go back to the Bible. She asked you a question about the Bible. You're not answering. I don't understand.
I'm trying to answer it, but
just get to it. Answer the question.
I told you, it's literally giving the option to choose God. Lord literally gave us the free will. Like I told you, the first sin committed was Lucifer falling from the heavens. He knew that. A lot of people don't know that he knew that.
Wait, I'm gonna pause you really quick. I'm pausing you because you have background noise. So give me you need to fix your background noise real quick.
Wait, can you hear me? I think
there's just a lot of background noise in the background. I don't know what's
that was a train going by, I'm pretty sure. But true love isn't control. You should know that as a woman. If you have a man that controls everything you do, right? Every single thing you do, you're not going to actually love him, right? We know that. That's the same thing with God. If God forced us to love him, we wouldn't.
He is forcing me to love him. It's exactly what he's doing. He says, accept this gift or go to hell. He's definitely forcing me. He's holding a pow to my head, and he's saying, accept this gift or go to eternal damnation, according to Christianity. See, I don't know that God. The God that you're talking about, I don't know anything about that God.
You're choosing. You see, she says, say it again. You're stuck in your own world. The world's bigger than that, man. The world's bigger. I
don't know anything about your God.
He's just talking because the scripture says that. So
you're choosing. It's called selective comprehension.
No, you have selective comprehension because you don't see how if God forces you to choose either him.
It's always selective comprehension when you don't agree with them. You have selective comprehension because you don't agree with me. You don't have an understanding. No, you don't. You have no understanding of what that script is telling you because I'm telling you the Bible telling you that you got power and you keep telling me about how powerless you are. So who's right, who's wrong? So either you got power over sin or you don't. And according to you, you don't. But that's not according to that script. So you have selective comprehension because you want to select and have the free will to keep sinning.
It's the demons getting agitated. It's okay, man. It's okay. I'm trying.
Yeah, the demon in you because you have no ability over sin. You have no power over sin. It's the demon in you, the demon of lust. Do you have the demon of lust? Is lust a big deal in your life? Do you struggle with desiring people that you are not married to?
And that's
do you desire things that do you not already have? Are you struggling with lust? Because I know that's a big thing in Christendom. Lust. Lust. Oh, we gotta stay away from lust. Lust.
That's the biggest thing. But you see how you're doing right now?
How am I doing?
They're scared of their own shadow. They're scared of their own shadow.
This is real life, not TikTok. You're trying to keep up.
What is real life? What is real life? Your struggle with sin that you're supposed to have power over, that you keep talking about the limitations of your flesh.
This is the spiritual warfare. Yeah, you're blind, but it'll get.
What you mean is a spiritual warfare? What does that even mean? What's the warfare? In your body that you don't have control over. You don't have control over your own body. So now it's spiritual warfare because you don't know how to tell your body to settle down and to obey God. You don't have the ability to obey God. You don't have the power to obey God. So it's spiritual warfare because you have chosen not to obey God.
Yeah, that's you denying Christ. That's your choice. That's what
no, you're denying Christ. You're the one denying the power of the Christ in you. You are denying the power of the Christ in you. You're denying the power of the Christ in you.
Look, man, you can't look, man. I've already seen thousands of deaths, so I can see the souls.
Homie, the truth will have to mute, or you will have to, because I'm like, man, I keep trying to mute him, and what's going on?
Yeah. So, what do you think your soul is? What do you think that is? You don't think you have a soul, man? You think you're gone? I'm sorry.
Why do you care about my soul?
Because I care about you. I care about Christ.
You don't even know me. You just said, you know.
That's what I'm saying. That's the beauty in it. That's the beauty in it all, man. I don't even know you, but I still care.
Oh, this is just. You know what you're doing. You're doing as the Christ told the people in the Bible. You honor me with your lips, but your heart is far from me. You honoring me. You saying it sound good. Oh, I care about you. Do you not know? You ain't losing no sleep. You're not losing no sleep if I don't go to heaven with you. And you know I don't. You know there's no going to heaven, right? You know heaven is within you. You know you don't go to heaven, right?
Okay.
You don't go to heaven.
You think your consciousness just goes black, huh? And it's crazy that
What difference does it make?
Yeah. Your thoughts, your mind are exactly what your soul is, and like
you are exactly right. And so your soul is a sinner. Your soul is a sinner because your thoughts are always on sin. So you're exactly right. You haven't said that. But we're gonna end this conversation. It is hilarious. I'm gonna go to the next guest.
Prosper, can I ask a question right quick?
Yes, I'm about to go to you. I'm ending the conversation, but Ryan has to mute his mic. And you have a lot of background noise, homie. So it's kind of hard. Do you have me on speaker?
My background noise now?
Yes, I can. Do you have me on speaker?
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay. I don't know if you have your windows down, but
I'm in the car.
yeah, do you have your windows down?
You can still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear all that.
I'm in the car.
Oh, you're driving. Yeah, you have great speakers because it's picking up all that sound.
Y'all, TikTok can pick up literally everything in your background. So if you're not speaking,
That's crazy.
Yeah. But go ahead with your question.
That's crazy. No, I just wanted to ask Ryan what year he was born.
I was born in 2000, brother. Yeah.
He was born in 2000?
Sir, June 1st, 2000. June 1st. Timothy.
Oh, you're a dragon, bro. You should be picking up this spiritual knowledge with no problem.
Oh no, man.
You're a dragon.
It's funny because, based off of my story, Timothy 6:10, which is actually my grandfather's name, Timothy, money is the root to all evil. And it's funny how crazy my story. Y'all seen Paid in Full before, right?
What does it have to do with anything? Comprehension, because
Hold on, say to myself, hold on.
The love of money. You gotta have money to live.
what is going on? Why would you bring that up, Ryan?
If you look at the dollar, it says in God.
Ryan, I was
What
just
does it have to
asking
do
you a
with what he
question.
said? Is what I'm asking.
I'm asking you. I was asking you about your birth year because I'm an astrologer and I teach people about understanding themselves with tools that God gave us to help us understand ourselves.
I'm not really.
So by you being, huh?
I'm not too much into astrology, brother. I'm not gonna lie.
Why wouldn't you be in astrology and it's all in your book?
I don't know, brother. I'm more into numerology.
I mean, yeah, numerology, astrology, it's all the same thing, right?
Nah, it's numbers and. Yeah.
You said what?
Do you know what God means on the dollar? They're lying, brother. It doesn't.
Brother, I have a cousin that's born in the year of the dragon, just like you, and he's a preacher.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But no. The thing about it is, y'all take time to come to panels like this and discuss things, and I'm just trying to show you what attracted you here. You were born in the year of the dragon, the same thing that Martin Luther King is, the same thing that I am. Dragons, we like learning about spiritual things. You feel what I'm saying? So you might have been raised up on Christianity and you feel what I'm saying, the Bible and stuff like that. But you should be wise enough to read between those lines, bro. Like what Prosper been trying to break down and explain to you, you should be able to understand that.
brother.
It might be new. It might be new knowledge. It's new knowledge. We're living in the age of Aquarius. A lot of things that's been hidden is coming to the light. Remember, Jesus said, "Go to the water bearer." He told the 12 disciples to go to the water bearer. It's the age of Aquarius, the age of enlightenment. So just because it's not nothing that you're familiar with and it's new information, you feel what I'm saying? You live and you learn. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to live and learn, right?
Yes, sir. I hear you. No, life is definitely about learning for sure. But what I will say, what I could tell you is what I was trying to tell you about that dollar. If you understand how bad of a lie this really is, when you see our dollar, it says "In God we trust," right? What do you think God stands for on that dollar? You think it stands for God?
Is this relating to any conversation?
Ryan, do you have any good news? Christians are supposed to be bringing the gospel, the good news. What's your good news? You have any good news? Because right now, so far, you've been telling me nothing but bad news. We have any good news? Can I get some good news?
Homie, I'm about to scare the shit out you. Look, hold on.
Damn, Prosper.
God stands for gold, oil, diamonds on that dollar. It does not stand for. It does not stand for God, brother.
Why are you always so scared if you're a Christian? If greater is he that is in you than is in the world, why are you always so scared?
It's the truth, brother, and it's hard to see the truth nowadays.
But Ryan, hold on, Ryan. I appreciate you coming up. Thank you for your time, but we're gonna move away from this conversation. Thank you for joining. You have a great rest of your day. And okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, homie, did you were you only coming up to have a conversation with Ryan, or did you have something else you want to share?
Yeah, I support everything you're talking about, Prosper. I just wanted to come up and see what his sign was.
Okay.
I'm an astrologer. I teach people about the Chinese zodiac. And how important it is, you feel what I'm saying, to understand the energies that we work with within ourselves. And, you know, I've been trying to teach people about, you know, how we was raised on lies and religion and how it's a form of separation and control. You feel what I'm saying? So I just wanted to know his understanding of thinking. That's why I asked him what year he was born. Because sometimes, Prosper, you get a lot of people, they can get the information that you're trying to tell them based on their sign. A lot of people, depending on their signs, they're just not going to get the information, no matter how much you're breaking it down. I'm talking about in simple ABC context, they're not going to get it, no matter what. You feel what I'm saying? But I understand, you feel what I'm saying? It's your mission to, you know, spread the knowledge.
Oh, you're breaking up.
I know for me, it'd be kind of get irritated. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, but no, I just know sometimes with me, I start talking to people and I kind of find myself getting irritated. You feel what I'm saying? Because like no matter what I say, they just can't grasp the information. But I just learned, you know, now that just everybody is not going to get it. You feel what I'm saying? It's like it's certain people. You feel what I'm saying? Right.
Like I understand that this message. Right, I understand. I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. I'll have a conversation with the opposing view, but it's just to shed light on the hypocrisy and the contradiction. It's not to convince them of anything. It's just to show that the thing that they're saying, they really don't believe. They say they believe in the power, but they deny.
Yeah, it's like they really don't believe in it. It's
right.
Like you try to have a conversation.
Right.
And it's like they just all they have is that book. That's all they have. They have nothing else. Nothing else. And it's like God created this whole world. He created this whole world. And you think that he just put everything in that one book.
Right.
All the answers to life is just in that one book. It's crazy.
Right.
You gotta have common sense. You got to have common sense. You gotta use your common sense.
And then when you tell them about their, you know, zodiacs and astrology and stuff like that, everything hit on the head, and they still don't want to believe it. Oh, it got something to do with the devil or this, that, and other. And it's like, man, it's like I feel.
I mean, my thing is, I get that not everybody has awakened to the point of understanding, and that's okay because I used to be in that same space. I was a Christian. I know that mindset. Anybody that has dealt with in religion, we all were guilty of believing what the pastor said. We were all guilty in believing in the
Right,
indoctrination of the story that they gave us until we didn't. So I don't try I condemn, like the Christ did, the teaching, not the people. I don't condemn the people. I condemn the teaching. Like when Christ,
teaching, right.
Christ came up against the traditions of men. That's all. I just shed light on the traditions of men. That's it. Like you have to get to know yourself. In due time, I say all paths lead to enlightenment. Some people just not ready, but that's okay.
Right. You doing your part. You feel what I'm saying? That's all that matters. What year were you born, Prosper?
72.
72. What is 72? Ooh, 72. I know 76 is Dragon, right?
1972. She's a water rat.
Oh, you're a water rat, Prosper.
Oh yeah, someone told me that before. Yeah, not too long ago.
Very intelligent. Very intelligent. Very observant. Very adaptable. Very observant. And not just that. You whatever you do or put your mind to, whether it's work or whatever, you have to be like really solely interested in it. You feel what I'm saying?
I delve all the way into it.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right. And the rats is the first one, is the ones that won. I don't know if you know too much about the Chinese zodiac, but the rats is the one that won the race. The whole emperor had a race and gathered the 12 animals, and the rat was the first one to win the race because that rat rode on the ox and it jumped off the ox back to win first place in the race.
Wow.
So rats are, rats are known to be manipulating in a good and a bad way. You feel what I'm saying? Especially like when you were younger, you probably did it like in a bad way to get your way. I have a rat daughter. I have a rat daughter and a rat son. But yeah, you can manipulate, for good or bad. You feel what I'm saying? I just kind of like break it down. You feel what I'm saying? So people won't thinking it. We all have strengths and weaknesses. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a dragon. I could be arrogant. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes. So, like you said, it's just about understanding ourselves. And I feel like God, like I was telling Ryan, God put all this in the Bible, in the Quran, whatever you want to say. You feel what I'm saying? He put it there. But God created all of this, and he created tools to help us understand ourselves. Right. And there's certain energies that we work well with, and certain energies that you don't work well with. Like you're a rat. Your enemy is the horse. You feel what I'm saying? That's your enemy sign. So I don't advise you to date anybody born in the year of the horse, or especially marry nobody in the year of the horse. And next year, speaking of the horse, next year is the year of the horse. It's your enemy year. So with that being said, only thing I advise people to do, just kind of lay low during your enemy year. Don't be scared or nothing like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's all about awareness. You feel what I'm saying? Next year, you feel what I'm saying? It's time that you're really supposed to work on yourself and don't really announce your plans or don't really buy a vehicle and like a new house and something like that, because you're going against your enemy energy. We're all imprinted with an energy when we came in this world.
Okay, so that's a part I don't. That's a part I'm not going to lean into, though. I mean, everybody's. I understand that everybody has their point of view, their perspective. My perspective is there is no enemy other than the inner me. That my thoughts are creative. That yes, we have these tools, we have these different things, we have these signs, and you have to understand how to utilize and stop seeing things as separate from you, but see everything as one with you. There is nothing against me at any time, unless I create the reality that is against me. And why would I do that? Why would I create enemies? Why would I ever do that? For what purpose?
You said create a reality that's what?
That something is against me. Why would I do that? Why would I say that signs have power over me? If I'm God, how could the how could the sign have power over the God? How? That's
not saying the sign has power over you. That's saying that that's the energy that you imprinted with. And if you know anything about this world is a yin and yang world. You can't have positive without negative. You can't have negative without positive. So by you saying, oh, well, why would I think about, or you feel what I'm saying? Like, You have to have negative to have positive. You have positive to have negative. So there's nobody that's just out here living a perfect straight life because, oh, I think it, so I'm manifesting a perfect life. No, it doesn't work like that. It's a yin and a yang world. It's yin and yang. You can't have yin without yang. You can't have yang without yin. So just like Ryan was coming up here talking about sinning and stuff like that, like, you gonna blame that on the devil? You can't blame that on the devil. But we have to understand that we have good and bad within us. There's nobody that just has good. That sounds crazy.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. So that's what.
That you have enemy energy.
So let me give you a different perspective. So, to me, the yin yang is not about opposites. It's about oneness. That you need the feminine and the masculine to create, but they're one. They're not separate. They work as a unit. So
Right,
you call
absolutely
it
right.
positive or
You
negative.
both-
Hold on. Let me finish. You
Yeah.
call it positive or negative, but it's actually masculine and feminine. There is no positive or negative. It's actually masculine and feminine. That's the yin and yang. There is no opposing energies. There's only one energy, and that's God. That's consciousness. That's awareness. It's not separate. It's not divided. It's one. The sleep mind believes in duality. The awakened mind knows there's only one power, unity. Christ didn't operate in duality. Christ operated in unity. The devil operates in duality. The devil thinks that there's a good or a bad. The belief in two powers. There's only one power. And that power is unification. Is union of spirit. Is not divided. God cannot be divided. There are not energies. There's energy.
So what is dark and light? So what is
Dark and light are the same. They're not separate. They're one.
so what is dark and light?
They're not. They're the same. They're not separate. They're
How
one.
is it?
Because God is
Right,
not
that's what I'm saying.
separate.
Can you
Because
break it
God.
down?
Because
First
because
of all,
God is not.
So that's what I'm saying.
Because God is not.
Break it down to me.
Because God is not separate. Out of darkness came a great light. The unseen becomes visible. The unseen is what we as humans perceive as dark, but consciousness only sees light. We call it darkness. God says everything is I am. Everything is light. God is light, and in him there is no darkness at all. At all. There's only
Right.
light.
So you don't see it as dark, but right. So but you don't listen. Hear what you're saying. You said there's only light, but it is darkness. It's all you only see things as light, but it is darkness. So no matter how much you want to see the darkness with light,
But it's not wrong. But it's not wrong. It's not an enemy. It's not separate.
Right. I'm not saying
It's
it's
not.
wrong.
But you did say it was an enemy. You said you have energy enemies. You told me that next year will be. You know that a horse is an enemy to the rat. As though it's opposing me. As though it's opposing me. It's not opposing me. It's not opposite me. There's nothing opposite God. There's nothing to oppose God. Nothing can oppose God. There is no darkness in light. Light and darkness cannot share the same space. Where there's light, there is no darkness. They do not occupy the same state. Impossible.
so it's separate. So when you're saying it is separate, so you're saying it is separate when you say
No,
it.
I'm not saying it's
You're saying
separate.
there's
I'm
no
saying it's one.
Hey, Toya, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Light and darkness is the same thing. It's the further you get away from the light, you enter into darkness. They're the opposite ends of each other. There's no difference between hot and cold. As the further you get away from the source, which is hot, you enter into cold. And so they're the same thing. They're just the opposite end of the same pole. So there's no difference between light and dark. It's just the opposite end of the same pole. There's only one source. There's only one source of everything. The source is light. The source is heat. The further you get away from heat, you enter into cold. The further you get away from light, you enter into darkness.
Darkness just ignorance of what already exists. That's all. It's unknowing. That's it. That's all darkness is not knowing. That's it. It's nothing else. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. Because you don't know the truth, you operate away from it. The thing of seeing things as something that you have to protect yourself from. I don't operate from that mindset. People are free to do it, but I don't operate from that mindset. I don't operate from the mindset of I need to protect myself from things, or I shouldn't do a thing because this may end up bad or wrong for me. I operate from all things work together for my good. All things. I don't care what it is. It's working together for my good. No matter what I do. But everybody is free to live their life according to whatever, because that's the beauty of this life. We get to choose how we're going to live it. But not everybody has to be, not everybody has to be in lockstep with one another, right? Because there are infinite ways to experience the divine or who you are. But I'm choosing to see everything as oneness, not as separateness. I know the only way there can be obstacles is I have to create them. If there are mountains, I created the mountain. And guess what I get to do? Move it. I get to move the mountain. I was never to climb the mountain. I was to move it. Recreate the reality.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I'm not here to say somebody is right or wrong, because everybody's right in their own sight, right? Everything, because how you perceive reality is that's how reality is for you, right? So there is no right or wrong to me. It's whatever you deem is necessary for you. That's what you need to do. That's why it's infinite worlds, because it's infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities. And you get to determine by your word your possibility, because your word is your bond.
Ain't nothing wrong with nobody believing in Jesus, right?
No, it's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong.
Oh, okay.
They came here for that experience. I once believed in Jesus. I'm not here to tell someone that they're wrong or right. I'm here to show the light, to be the light. That's it. I'm not here to condemn anyone. I'm here to speak truth to error. The error is God is not outside of you. The truth is God is in you. But you get to live as though he's outside of you. You get to make that choice. You get to believe in the God in the sky. You get to do that. It's your choice. And you're going to do it until you don't. Yep. I judge righteous judgment. Righteous judgment is everyone eventually is going to come to the knowledge of self, just not everybody at the same time. Yep, we are here to live the expression of source. Right. They may be just, you're right. But a lot of people have great lives believing in Jesus. Just like when people say they're operating from spirituality, everybody doesn't have a great experience, quote unquote, in spirituality. They say that they have opened up Pandora's box, and they're experiencing evil spirits attacking them. Their life became a calamity. They started having all of these struggles, and they ran back to Jesus. Because I know anytime you're operating in fear, regardless of what you're believing in, you're not operating in truth. So people say that they have an awakening, yet they still operate in fear. Fear and love cannot exist in the same space. And the part of awakening is to recognize that you are love, because that's where your power is. Homie, I'm gonna go to State of Myself. Hey, State of Myself. light skin. I know you was old, light skin. I say to myself.
I'm gonna take my real name too. I'm gonna make a real Instagram, like with my real face, my new Instagram. So no more anonymous, okay?
It's your world. I don't.
I
Hey,
know, but it's time
yeah.
for me to break out my tail.
You
So,
good?
I wanted to say hi, good morning to all y'all, and hope all you guys are having a great day, starting a day off of positivity. And I wanted to say, elaborate off of what's his name, homie? I
Yes.
understand what Chinese zodiac is, because I am a dragon. So I really do understand what he's saying. Because through a spiritual journey, I realized none of that really does correlate. And Miss Toya's teaching still trumps everything, because to believe in Chinese astrology, you do have to have an inner belief of what they're telling you. And that goes with Miss Toya's teachings, because at the end of the day, it's just like, if you do believe you have an energy within you that is dark, if you believe, have awareness to something and have thoughts and believe that you have energies against you, there's two instead of one, you're going to start to believe that. So therefore, that's her teachings of Neville Goddard, of awareness and belief. So basically, I'm saying this is, if someone says they have enemies and thinks they have enemies, they will create enemies. So therefore, they created their reality with their awareness and thoughts and beliefs. So it really does not matter.
So I create my reality when I look up at the sky and it's blue, and everybody else look at it and say it is blue.
Yes.
That makes no sense what you're saying.
You are aware that it is blue. You gave it meaning.
Okay, so how do you explain? Okay, let me ask you this one question. How do you explain that I help people with this information? Like I give readings and I help people match up with people and stuff like that. I help people with this information. So how do you explain that?
How do I explain that your teachings of what you believe and what you're telling other people to believe?
No. Yeah, right. How do you explain? Because you're saying that I'm teaching what I believe. Basically, you're trying to mix it up. You're saying that I'm teaching what I believe.
But who taught you that? Someone that you believed in, right?
No. I did my own studies. I'm Aquarius. If you know anything about Aquarius in the Bible, God told the 12 disciples to go to the water bearer. I help with this information, so I mean, you can laugh all you want to. I get paid off this information. So
everything just trumps back to what she's saying. Like it like you really have to pay attention to what she's saying and understand what she's saying. Everything, like, we are taught to, like, you know, you have to have good grades. We were taught that we had to have a belief to know that we're
that's not no belief. It's not no belief. It's a difference between a belief and facts. Okay. The Chinese zodiac astrology, numerology is facts. How can y'all get on here and say, oh, the Bible ain't real, this and that, it ain't real, and now you're saying that numerology and astrology ain't real? Damn, ain't nothing real in this world.
Oh no, hold on. I didn't say that the Bible wasn't real. Well, didn't say that the Bible wasn't real. I didn't say the astrology wasn't real. I say that you can find astrology, numerology, cosmology, all of that in the script to show you that everything is connected. You're not separate from it. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because you accept it as real.
Is it real or not?
For you, it's real. Yes, for you, it's real.
So I'm asking you. No. I'm asking you. You just said it. It's in scripture. Is it real or not? It's a yes or no question.
I said.
Why are you going around it?
I said yes. I said yes. You didn't hear the answer. I said yes when I started speaking.
Why are you backpedaling? Why are you contradicting yourself? Now you're saying it's real. Now you're going back to to you. You're confusing, sweetheart. You're very confusing. That makes no sense.
Okay.
If the sky is blue, the sky is blue.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, homie. If you do research,
I'm listening.
If you do research, hold on. If you do research, you'll find out that humans didn't always see blue. They used to see green only. That was an evolution of the mind that you start to see blue. Now, at one point in time, humans only could see green and could not see blue. That's an evolution. Here's the thing. Like I said earlier, nothing you're doing is wrong. I never said what you were doing was wrong, that it wasn't right. I never said any of that. But just like you're making money from teaching your version of astrology, people are also making money from their version of astrology, which is the 12 zodiac signs, not Chinese, right?
I'm not going to knock nobody. I'm not going to.
No, we're not knocking you. Why do you say that we're knocking you?
I'm going to no. I'm not even going to say what they're teaching is what they believe. I'm going to say they're teaching facts. They're teaching the truth. They might not teach it how I teach it, but they still teaching the truth. What are y'all talking about? It's still the truth.
I'm not saying it's not the truth.
I mean,
for you, here's the thing. Can we agree to disagree that there are many ways to actualize your reality? That is not just your way, it's not just my way, but there are infinite ways. Can we agree to that?
Yes.
That's all we're saying. Can we agree that there are infinite ways to manifest?
Yes.
Because that's all that we're saying, that there are infinite ways to manifest, that there's not one way.
Right, but
that you found a way.
Listen, all I'm saying, sweetheart, I'm not going to say, listen, you must didn't hear what you said in the beginning. You said that you don't believe in astrology. You said you don't believe in the zodiac. You don't believe in enemy.
I don't believe that I have to use those tools to manifest. Right. So clearly you didn't understand what I'm saying, that I don't need those tools. That they're tools, and I don't need them to manifest.
I'm still
but when you get to calling me sweetheart, I need you to address me as T, or just say what you're saying without using me in your explanation, because I'm not. I don't get the whole sweetheart when we're talking. It sounds like you're trying to be condescending. Just say what you're going to say without having to, because you were saying what you were saying without saying that at first until you got a little emotional. You were addressing me in a kind way. Now, because you're disagreeing with what I'm saying, now I become sweetheart. But because
that's what you're missing. You're talking about everything else, but you're not talking about science. Excuse me, I'm a dragon, so I can get a little sentimental, whatever the hell you want to say. I can, okay? We speaking truth. See, when we talk about truth, a lot of people don't like talking about shit like this. Just like that I said that you're a rat and you can be very manipulating. You know you can. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. That's what I don't do that. I give the information, I keep it moving, okay? Everything I said about you, you know it's head on point. You know it is.
No, I'm not manipulative. I disagree with that. Not manipulative at all.
All I'm saying.
Nope. The only thing I agree with you is that when I want to know something, I go head on in it and I'm going to study it to the utmost. I'll agree with that. But manipulative, no, I did not agree with that. I only accept the good.
You have to. This whole conversation, the energy that it's bringing is not what we're here for. So if you want to take it down a notch, we can have a conversation. But if you're gonna yell and scream and do all that, nobody wants to hear that. So please keep it chill.
I'm cool. I don't have to yell it out like that. This is y'all panel. I just came up here to speak what I say. Y'all don't like it. Y'all disagree with the truth. That it is what it is.
You can have your own truth, but just keep it chill. No one's trying to have an argument about this. You believe what you believe. Other people believe what they believe.
No, because I dislike when I come in somebody's panel and I start speaking. It's like, I didn't downplay you. I came up here to give you your points. I was telling you what you was telling Ryan was on point. And it's like, as soon as I start saying something about astrology, this ain't just y'all. It's a lot of people. It's like people hate the fact that astrology tells other people who y'all really are.
But who are you mad at?
That's what's crazy.
Who are you upset with?
It's like,
but why do I have to acknowledge? Why do I have to acknowledge astrology just because you do?
I'm tired of this fake ass bullshit.
But who are you mad at?
I'm tired of this fake ass bullshit ass world. When you say something, you feel what I'm saying? People get offended.
I never said that you was wrong. I just said I don't use it. I said I don't use it personally. I didn't say that you shouldn't. Why are we upset? Because I don't use it personally. I don't personally use it. I didn't say you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't teach it. It's wrong that you're doing it. I never said any of that. I said I myself personally do not apply it on any level. And I said I like the good. This is what I say. I say I like the good stuff of astrology. When they say that Sagittarius is our the luckiest sign, you say you're damn skippy we are.
That means you're running from yourself. How you just like the good stuff? That means you're running from yourself.
Can I ask you a question, homie?
That's crazy. You running from the truth.
Let me ask you a question because you've been talking.
People just want the good stuff. That's it. When you get in a relationship, a person just want the good shit in the beginning. That's all you want is the good shit.
You damn skippy. You damn skippy. I ain't running from that. You damn skippy. I want the good shit. What? That's what you damn skippy. Ain't that what you telling people how to get the good shit? Are you not telling people how to get the good shit?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you not telling people how to get the good shit? Ain't that the whole point readers and tell people how to get the good shit? You muted. You muted. I can't hear you. He's muted. Tell him he muted.
But I need you to unmute, but you need to chill. Like, it's just we've been very chill so far. Let's keep it that way.
What's up with the men? Oh man.
He muted. He probably don't even know that he muted because he going in.
He's talking so much you can't even hear what we're saying.
And I guess because I'm not on screen, I can't tell him that we can't hear him. I was just like,
He's not paying attention anyway.
Yeah, Sirius. Hey, Sirius, bro. I thought everybody wanted the good shit. Who don't want the good shit? Who don't want the good shit? Who want to get to the bad stuff? We already been through hell. We've been through hell. We tired of the hell. We don't want the hellish road no more.
Heck no, I'm just too much. I know you just want good stuff.
I've been through hell. I've been to hell and back. I'm about creating heaven.
I'm ready for heaven every day. I don't know what he's talking about. I ain't ready for that. Hell no. I'm sorry.
Toya, can I just say something?
Yes,
to
go
homie?
ahead. Yes, he's muted. Let me tell him he's muted.
So, hold on.
Let me tell him he's muted on in the chat.
Sorry, this is my bad. I'll unmute him. Oh, I can send him an invitation to unmute.
I will say, I do understand what he's saying. And this is the reason why I do understand what he's saying about, I understand what all of y'all are saying. Last night, my husband wants everything to be good and wonderful and spectacular. And he doesn't ever want to fight. He doesn't ever want to have anything negative happen. He's Mr. Positive of everything. And last night we had,
Everybody, it's on here. Once fails, never reels. I need everybody to mute. There's a lot of background noise today for some reason. I don't know why, but everyone, if you're just not speaking, could you please stay on mute? Yeah. You can't even hear me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop him. We have to come back up because I can't mute him. I can't even mute him. I couldn't even mute him.
I tried.
Me too. I don't know. So I gotta drop you then.
Okay. Everyone, just please, yes, keep your stuff on mute until you're ready to speak.
but back to the last night, we had this little tiff. It wasn't nothing big, but it was the first time we've done anything like that in probably a year. And it really frustrated him. And so I let it die down and let the energy pass, so to speak. So you would look at that as a negative. Some people would look at that as a negative. Like that's the bad with the good, the negative, the positive, whatever. So I can see it in that place. But what took place last night to me was something positive. To me, it made us have a really amazing talk. It made us look at each other and talk about deeper things. So when Toya says that everything is working out for my greatest good, that's what she's referring to. She's referring to that no matter what comes into my space, I'm going to alchemize that and I'm going to turn it into something that is in my highest good. And that's how I view what you're saying. And then I also view what Homie is saying as accepting the dark and light inside of you. So when I think of that, I think of the dark night of the soul that I went through the depths of my hell, like we all have had to go through our depths of our hell in order for us to get to the light. And when you finally get to the light, you realize that you have the power to alchemize anything. So nothing ever has to be darkness again to you. Because you know that no matter what is coming your way, you are able to turn that into the light. So when you are an enlightened being, we just look at everything as good. We don't see the yin and yang anymore. We just don't. When you become enlightened, you don't see yin and yang anymore. You see everything as good and everything is working out for the greatest good of humanity.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. See, if we just allow people to explain what they mean when you hear something and you think they're maybe opposing your view, give them the opportunity to explain their view without jumping to conclusions that they're attacking your view. Because I wasn't attacking his view. I'm just saying I don't apply it to my life. I'm not saying that others shouldn't or others can't or that's a wrong thing to do. I understand though, when you operate from duality, you are going to have this protective mindset. You are going to see the world as opposing you. But when from my study, from my application of this law, when I came to the realization that there is nothing outside of me that has power over me unless I give it power, I'm going to say to myself, well, why would I ever do that? Why would I ever consciously decide to create an enemy? Now, I may do it unknowingly, right? But here's the beauty of this law. When I create an enemy unknowingly, I get to recreate it. I get to alchemize it. I get to repent in scripture or revise. I don't have to accept. See, because to them that are pure, all things are pure. And that's the mindset we should be desiring to operate from. But do you have to know? It's your reality, it's your script, it's your world. You get to write the script, it's your production. You get to say it. You are the author, you are the producer, you are the director, and you also are the star. And so everyone in your world is just playing a role according to your script. So if you create the reality that you need astrology in order to manifest, well, then you're going to bring people into your world that's going to look to you to understand astrology so they can create in their reality. And that's like those that say, oh, well, I think you have to have a technique in order to manifest. And so you're going to, and if you want to be a coach, then you're going to create the reality that people are going to come to you for a technique, right? And so you're going to have a line of people that's saying, oh, yeah, she said, let me get the technique. Let me purchase the technique that you're selling. Let me understand your technique. Let me apply it to my life, right? Because we think that's a necessary thing. Like whatever we believe to be true will be true for our reality.
The thing that makes me, this is what came to my mind.
I was just wondering if I could say something. That's why I kind of raised my hand.
Oh, go ahead. Hold on, Marley. Go ahead.
Peace, fam.
Peace.
How you doing?
Peace. Good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm great. Thank you. I wanted to respond to something that you said, T. And you and I kind of sort of we're on the same journey as far as deconstructing, because that's what I've done. I kind of agree with what the brother was saying, what homie was saying. Some things maybe not, but for the most part, I wanted to say, when it comes to darkness, you said that darkness, all that's I don't know how you put it. I forget how you put it. But in other words, you were saying that what comes out of darkness is just the unknown or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I disagree with that. I mean, from my observation, and
well, no, I didn't say I said that darkness is ignorance, is not
ignorance,
knowing, is not knowing. I didn't say that out of darkness comes the unknown. I said darkness is is equivalent to ignorance. They're one and the same. It's not knowing a thing.
Oh, okay. That's amazing that you would say that, because darkness, even when we consider as a human, we sleep better in the darkness. Seeds grow in the darkness. You think about the beautiful lotus flower that grows in mud. Darkness.
But see, now you're saying something different though.
No. What I'm saying is
no, because now you're talking about the unseen and you're calling that darkness.
No. Okay, so
yeah, because you can't see it, you're assuming that it's dark.
If you could just let me finish, I think you'll get my point. The sky. Can you see the dark sky? Can you see when it's at night and it's dark? Can you see that?
Well, we're assuming that it's dark. Okay. We're calling it dark.
Whoa. Okay, so when the moon, when we can't see the moon and we know that it's a new moon, right? We can't see it, but even when you study astrology, you know the moon is always there, but it's between the earth and the sun, so it's not going to reflect the light of the sun. But it's dark, right? Does that mean that it's ignorant and it's unknown and it's unseen, that it does not have any kind of positive effect on the cosmos, or on the earth? Like, no. Or even, does it even affect us as human beings? Like, I mean, if you believe in astrology, that's great. If you don't, that's great as well. But
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think
You're
it's just to
using
make a
darkness
blatant-
and ignorance in two different.
to make
Here's
a
the thing.
blatant-
You're talking about two definitions, though.
I'm trying to
You're-
get to the point.
But
Right? No, it's all the same. It's all the same. Like, you're saying that darkness is
I'm talking about in reference to scripture, not in
Okay,
our
so-
physical
okay,
reality.
so
Here's the
you're
thing. So
scripture.
you're taking spiritual, and then you're taking
Okay,
physical, and then you're trying. And so I was never
T,
talking
why are you
about the
talking over
physical.
me, T? Why are you talking over me?
Because here's the thing. You're saying you're talking long, and I want to interject, because when you're saying something that I'm not saying, I'm going to correct it. That's what I'm going to do. Because here's the thing. You're saying that the moon, we can see the moon during the light. We can see the moon in the light.
You're being rude. You're being rude at this point, and we've never had this interaction, so I don't know what's going on. But I wanted to.
Here's the
point out,
thing.
a
Here's the
scripture.
thing.
I
Here's the
wanted to
thing.
point
This
out a
is here's the
scripture.
thing. But here's the
Can I
thing.
get to my
No,
point?
no,
You're being
because
rude.
here's the thing. This is
You're
my
being
this is my
rude, T.
life.
I don't
And just
understand
because you're
this.
calling me rude isn't going to take away from this is my life, and I get to interject.
And
I get to interject.
rude to
You could call it
you allow
rude, but
me
I'm
to
going
come-
to I'm
you
going to
allow me
I'm
to
going
come.
I'm
You
going to
allow-
interject.
Okay.
I'm going to
I think
interject. I
it's
think
because
I
the
can
point
I can
you don't want
actually.
me to make- you don't want me to
It's-
drive home the point.
I do want you to drive home the point. But here's the thing.
trying to make a
Calling me
point.
rude is not going to allow you to drive home the
Okay, I
point.
won't say you're rude. I think that you're ignorantly cutting me off without me allowing me to.
No,
make a
ignorant means
point.
I know. So what do you mean I'm being ignorant? Because I know what I'm doing. I
Okay.
know I'm interjecting you, so I'm not
Okay.
ignorantly doing a thing because I know that I'm doing it.
Okay, all right. I'm not here to call you names.
But that's what
really-
you're doing. See, that's why
Okay.
we're having this.
Well,
that's why
if you're-
it's
if you're-
contention.
I feel like you're being
Because
rude. I feel like
that's why we're having contention. Because
Well, there would be no contention. I just don't agree with what you're
Let me
saying.
pause you really quickly, because what Toya is trying to say is that you're starting from a faulty premise. She's trying to correct the premise from which you started your point, which is why she's interjecting. So
exactly. It's
That's
like
what she's trying to get you to do. She's not trying to not let you drive your point home. She's just
I think we
correcting your
moved
original-
beyond that when I acknowledged that I misspoke. I misrepresented what she said.
but you still went with that premise though. You're still misrepresenting what I'm
I
saying.
actually said
You're still misrepresenting
I
it
didn't
though.
mean- I represented what you said, and I tried to correct that, right? And I repeated what you said, right? So, and I said, I find that very interesting that you say that there's ignorance and darkness. And I was trying to drive home the point. So that's why I asked, when we looked at the sky, like, I'm not here to play semantics and to play on words or anything like that. When we look at the sky, you said, I'm talking about things that we cannot see. So that's why I use that example of the sky. At night, when we look up in the sky, it is dark for the most
But we
part,
can
right?
see it. That's what you're
So-
not getting. We can
okay,
still
okay,
see
but
that.
if you
So your
just
premise is
finish,
wrong.
that is to me.
That's the part I'm saying. I need you to move away from that point because you're still talking about the scene when I'm saying it's about what we cannot see. So your premise is wrong. That's what I'm telling you.
So the psalmist wrote, "The darkness and the light are both alike to thee," according to Psalm 139:12. That's what it said. It says that another scripture, what was that scripture? Psalm 145, what was it? Psalm Isaiah 45:7 says that I form the light and create darkness. Now, I know that we both don't get into the Bible like that, but I also know that you do quote scripture a lot on this live. So since you brought up scripture, let's talk about that in the Bible where it says, I form the light and create darkness. From a human standpoint, most of the time when it's dark, we sleep better. And I know it all depends on your circadian rhythm or whatever. But for the most part, we sleep better when it's dark. Okay, so what the point I'm trying to make is that it's not just ignorance and darkness. It's more than that. And when you deny darkness, you deny half of creation. This world is about yin and yang. And what Molly mentioned, I was going to mention as well, as far as experiencing the dark night of the soul, right? Especially those who are deconstructing and become awakened. You go through that. That is very chaotic, right? And if you didn't, if it wasn't chaotic, then why do you have to alchemize it? Why do you have to transmute it into something better if it wasn't dark? That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not just all ignorance and darkness. There is beauty in darkness. There is growth in darkness, right? And matter whether you look at the sky at night and it's not dark to you, I don't understand how you can come to that conclusion. But for the most part, most reasonable people see a dark sky. And it is beauty. We see the star.
This is why I interject, because here's the thing. The talking at, not having a conversation, that's trying to say you're wrong without understanding what I'm saying. Because the analogies you're giving is things that we can detect with the physical eye. When I'm talking about ignorance, I'm saying things that we cannot detect with the physical eye. That's why I said that your whole analogy, your whole premise about ignorance and darkness was faulty, as thank you, Latoxic, for eloquently stating what I was saying. That we're talking about two different things. You're talking about life from a physical aspect. I'm talking about life from a spiritual aspect. Spiritually, we cannot see. Even we cannot see a seed go underground. We cannot see a baby form in the belly. We cannot see that. Now, have we gotten things in our physical reality that we can have sonograms to see what's going on in the belly at times during its evolution into a baby? Yes, we can. But when I'm talking about ignorance and darkness, I'm talking about spiritually. I'm not talking about what you can physically detect with the eye. Yes, we can physically detect and see the night sky. Yes, as we can physically detect and see the moon also with the sun. We don't only see the moon at night. We also see the moon during the day. The moon is not only available to us at night. We also see the moon during the day. So when I'm talking about ignorance or darkness, I'm talking about spiritual. I'm talking about from a spiritual sense, from what you cannot detect physically. That's all I was saying. What you cannot detect physically. That's it. That's it. I'm not saying that and here's the thing, because it's your reality, you get to operate in duality. It's your world. I'm saying for me, from the awakened mind, I'm going to choose to see oneness. I'm going to operate from the state that there is no good or bad, only thinking makes it so. And so your thinking makes it bad, then it's for you is bad. But life is about perspective. Everybody don't have the same. That's the beauty of it.
I wasn't saying that it was bad. I didn't say anything about bad and evil.
I'm not saying that you personally. I'm saying you in general. I'm not talking about you specifically because here's the thing. When I speak, I'm not only speaking. Because here's the thing. You were talking for a very long time. You just want me to sit here and listen to this 20-year dissertation. You were talking for like 10 minutes. When you're having a very long thing, and now I have to. It's like I will have to take notes of everything that you're saying.
See, are you serious? I was talking for 10 minutes. Really? I was not talking for 10 minutes. And you had
Yes, because I had to mute you just to get you to stop talking.
I sat here and I listened for about 15 minutes between you and homie. And you kept going back and forth with him. And I was just making a point and you muted me. Like, I wouldn't do that to you. I I mean, I value where you are. I really do. I respect you.
But here's the thing, you didn't come up and ask me what I meant. This is why it's contention, because you said I sat there and listened, and then you came with your own assumptions about what I was saying. You did not come up here to have a conversation. You did not come up here to ask me what I meant by what I said. You came to tell me what I meant by what I was saying. You came to tell me what I meant, and you wanted to correct me in what I was saying, which is fine, which is okay, but I don't have to sit and listen to it.
Okay, you don't, and this will be my last time coming to your page. You're actually turning out to be something different than what I expected.
Once Veil, she was just trying to say that you were starting off your point based on something that was not a point that she was trying to make. So you're welcome to your own opinion, but if you're trying to respond to something that Toya was saying, Toya is trying to correct you and saying that's not what she was saying, and so therefore, the whole conversation would have been moved at that point. So
I guess why didn't you just ask me what I meant by darkness and ignorance?
Thing,
like why didn't you just, instead of telling me what I meant or trying to tell me no, you're wrong in this perspective? Like here's the thing. Tell me what you mean without trying to tell me how I'm wrong.
Exactly. Like you were just.
But that's her whole conversation was saying, but you're wrong. Even though she's not saying you're wrong, that's what she's saying. Like, instead of saying this is how I see it, because I never told homie he was wrong. At no time did I ever tell homie that he was wrong. At no time. I told homie I don't use it. I don't apply it. And you get to. Yes, I use the term belief. Because this world is make-believe. From my perspective, I see the world as make-believe. That we're all making believe this reality. And we get to operate in that reality, in that realm. But here's the thing. Instead of asking me to, because see, I ask questions when you give me something that I don't quite understand, or I don't understand what you're saying, I'll ask you what you mean. But but when I'm speaking, I'm coming from my perspective, not from yours. I'm not telling you what you're doing and how you're perceiving the world as wrong. However, whenever I say something that people don't agree with, they want to come up and say, well, let me tell you how you're wrong in everything that you're saying.
I don't understand.
I'm just like, what? Because that's not the energy I ever gave you, that what you're saying was wrong. And the thing is, she didn't want to own that she came up here to tell me how wrong I was.
Yeah,
she did not come to have a conversation with me.
Everyone can have their own views. So this is not a group project. Everyone doesn't need to agree on everything. If you disagree, you just disagree. But that is not a point of contention. It doesn't need to be a point of contention for anybody.
Because I've had many people on here that did not agree with me, and we have a great conversation.
Exactly.
But yes, it's going to be contentious when I feel like you're trying to tell me what I mean. What? How are you telling me what I mean? I know what I mean. I don't need you to say what I mean. Ask me if you don't, if you want to understand more of what I'm saying. And then you can say, well, this is how I see it. But that's not what she was doing. She wasn't saying this is how I see it. She was telling me you're wrong in the way you see it.
Yeah, but she wasn't understanding what exactly we're saying because she didn't ask for clarification. And even if she still disagreed, it still should not have been a point.
Because why we act like we see everything? Do we see everything? Why are we acting like we see everything? Do we see everything?
No.
Because that's the only point I was making. We don't see everything.
We only see
5D, fourth dimension, 5 dimension. All I want to say is she's not getting the understanding, like, when they say, oh, in the dark, you gave awareness that it was dark. You gave awareness. You gave meaning in everything you were saying. You gave it that meaning. That's the understanding really is. And it like, the thing is,
Oh, you muted State of Myself. We can't hear you.
She left the building.
Oh, maybe she got disconnected.
Probably by accident.
We are the same. We are the same. I haven't. This has been a long time. Hold on, Marley. I'll come to you after. Oh, we are the same. He's been up here for a minute. Hello, we are the same. Are you there?
Okay, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I just wanted to drop in and say hello to everyone. I enjoy your panel. I've been following you for quite a while.
Yes, I know. How are you? Welcome to the
Great.
panel.
I'm being selfish because I came in here to get some positive energy to keep me going for the next couple hours.
We
So-
kind of got off that train for a minute.
So I appreciate everyone. I stopped in on my lunch break and thank you for what you do. We are the same. Miss Marley, Mr. Homie. I see him down there, Mr. Homie. They got you on mute, brother.
He's muted himself.
Oh, Miss Lee, everyone. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. Keep doing your thing. And if we speak in I statements, it feels so much better. I don't know where that lady went, but we love you too, Miss Lady.
Yeah, she's still in because there's no hard feelings once veiled. She's still in the chat. I'm not, but here's the thing. If you've been following me once veiled, you know that when I feel like you're preaching at me or you're not trying to have a conversation, that's where the conversation is going to be interjected. Because I don't mind you sharing your view, but you can leave me out of it. You can just share your view and don't include me in it. Because I don't include anyone personally in my view when I'm sharing. And I just would like people to do the same thing. And I feel like if you don't, it's my life. I'm going to stop it. That's what I'm going to do. Because this is my world. I'm the God of this panel, of this page. Just like you would be the God of your reality, right? And if you feel like someone's giving you something you don't want to receive, you just gonna keep accepting it? In what world are we going to do that? Not in my reality. I'm not gonna keep accepting the thing I don't want to receive.
Wonderfully said. And women, for the men who in here, or Mr. Homie, I am 54 and I'm just learning women and people are so wonderful. And men, it's hard to listen to a woman's perspective because that's all I had to listen to growing up. My mom, my aunts, my teachers. So sometimes it become rebellious. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. But if we men, myself, just understand how wonderful we are and how wonderful women are in all aspects. Insects, bugs, anything that you see without the woman, nothing moves. And I'm just starting to learn that. And I just want to come in and say that and get my fill of energy. And thank you. Marty, homie, say something, homie. Wave or something. Brother.
I don't know. Do he even know he on mute? I don't know. He just, I don't know.
Miss Lee, thank you. Miss Prosper, keep doing your thing. What up, brother? You all right?
Background noise.
You said what?
I had to
You
mute
all right?
because he had background noise.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
All right, brother. You love too, brother. No Diddy, you love too, all right?
Oh, love, brother. Love,
All
brother.
right. Okay.
Love, brother.
I thank you, Miss Prosper. I'll be back. I gotta get back to doing what I gotta do. And thank you, everyone. We are the same at the beginning of the day, not at the end. Let's change the narrative. We are the author. Write your book. You can start it right now. What's the first page?
All is well.
You, Miss Prosper. I learned that from you.
All is well. All is well.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Thank
You
you.
can drop me so it don't mess up the algorithm.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Marley.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You know, at the end of the day, I just think that what I have received from Toya is she has a platform that allows you to be who you want to be. She's not here to change you. She is here to share her world that she's created and what she's done to get there. And I look at this platform as just that, as coming in to receive nothing but something beautiful. And if you're receiving something that is not beautiful, then that's the energy that you've brought. That's just kind of how I view it. But I do understand that we all have, it's kind of like yoga. It's like meditation, astrology, going to church, walking in nature. All of those things can lead you to God. it's there's no one path. And when we want to put one path to God, then we're putting God in a box. And so that's the beauty of it. I mean, we have millions, billions of people here, and they're all aspects of God. It's like the drop. We're all drops of the ocean, but we're all the ocean. And when we start to diminish, if someone's been able to find God through studying astrology and it's helped them, or basically if it's found themselves, I should say, if that helps you, then fantastic. I have found wonderful things through astrology. It's helped me with myself. I have seen myself through astrology. That's helped me. Does it mean that I have to push that upon somebody else? No. Going to church has helped someone find themselves.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter the path. And I think that when we all understand, that's the beauty of all of the religions. It's the beauty of nature. It's the beauty of humanity, that each human puts their own meaning to what is going to point them in the direction of the light. And if that is going in the direction of the light, then I think that we need to allow and honor that person's soul's journey, because we're all on a soul's journey. And each soul is going to learn and evolve in their own timing. And when we come along and speak things that don't bring life, we are actually harming that person. And so I just say, speak life and love, and understand that that's what's going to come back to you. And whatever's bringing disruption inside of you, what I've learned is if something's making me angry inside and I get so upset, then that's something that I have to resolve within myself, because I'm the only one that can bring myself to anger.
Mhm.
Somebody else cannot bring me to anger.
Yep. And I don't ever see, because we get loud and we get emotional, that it's ever angry. I just say that it's passion.
That's my point.
Right,
Anger
you're right.
is not the same as passion.
Right. And yes, we're going to have disagreements. It's a part of life, because no two people are ever going to see life from the same perspective. And I'm not saying that you ever have to see it from my perspective, but I'm saying I'm going to correct you when I feel like you're saying something that I'm not saying. That's all. If I say that, if what I'm hearing is like, well, that's not what I meant, that's not what I'm saying. So yes, I'm going to interject, because if I feel like this is going to be a very long conversation, and the premise is starting from something that I'm not saying, and so you just want me to sit there and listen to you as you misconstrue what I'm saying. I have to sit there quietly. It's not going to happen. Just want you to know that. If you come on my live and you're feeding back to me what you think you heard, and then I'm going to interject and say, hold up, that's not what I was saying. But then you want to be, I'm rude because I'm interjecting you, telling you that what you're conveying is not what I was saying. That's not a me problem. And it's okay. You can be upset. You can see me as rude. You can say all of those things, but it's not going to change the action. I'm not going to not interject you.
You know what I think? I think that if we as human beings can actually sit around and have conversations like this and get passionate, and then understand each other through that passion, and that's an evolution in itself, if you ask me. We are human, and we have emotions, and we have things that we feel inside, and we feel very, very deeply. And I personally think that that's a beautiful thing. I want to be deep. I want to think deeply. I'm kind of tired of thinking shallowly. But at the end of the day, when we come together and we have different perspectives, different opinions, different viewpoints, I personally think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And if we can all sit here and do it with respect, it's even more magical.
Right. Because I didn't. Here's the thing, Onceville, I didn't want you to think that I was trying to attack you, even if because, like I said, I am someone who voices raises and when I'm talking, but that's just how I am. Like that's just who, and I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay that my voice raises when I'm having a conversation, especially when I guess I was being in kind of in defense mode because I'm like, wait, that's not what I'm saying. And I get it. She wanted to have her conversation without being interrupted. She wanted to say how she saw what I was saying and how she wanted to clarify and make the point that darkness is something we do perceive, that darkness isn't an illusion, or darkness isn't something that cannot be detected. And I agree with you because that's not what I was saying. I was never speaking from a physical perspective. When I'm quoting scripture, as she so eloquently reminded me, I do quote scripture. Whenever I'm quoting scripture, is never from a physical aspect. It's always in a spiritual context. Always. Because because if you've been in my life, you have heard me say over and over again, the Bible is never talking about anything physically at any time. Is it ever talking about anything physical? It is a mental book. I have it on the screen. It is mind science. It is talking about things that you cannot see. It's talking about the word. The physical reality are thoughts made manifest. So the sky you're talking about, the moon you're talking about, the trees you're talking about, that's something physical, which is something the Bible is not talking about. The Bible is talking about everything in the mind, everything that happens within you. Everything that happens within you, you cannot see from a physical perspective.
The kingdom is within.
Yeah,
When people really
it's talking about
understand
inside. Yeah.
When people really understand that the kingdom is within, it's so hard to grasp this. We think that we're going to this magical heaven place when heaven is right here, and heaven or hell is right here, obviously. But when people understand that this beautiful book is a psychological book.
Yes. Yes. So here's the thing, Mark. That's going to be the contention. There's always going to be the argument, because if I'm speaking spiritually and you're speaking physically, are we talking about the same thing? We would never be seeing eye to eye.
Nope.
Because you will always be talking about the five senses, and I'm going to be talking about the I am. We're never going to be on the same playing field. We're never going to. We're never going to be talking about the same thing. We're on two different sides of the fence. And so, if you've been in my live and you've heard me talk, you know I talk about the mind. We're talking about what are your thoughts saying, because that's what they're creating.
Heaven and hell is a state of mind. So when it says the gnawing and gnashing of teeth, my beautiful friend drummer said this.
Mm-hmm.
He said, gnawing and gnashing of teeth would look something like a person who is in the thrust of addiction. And how he explained it was so beautifully for me to understand the gnawing and gnashing of teeth. Because when you're in that space, that's a living hell.
Yes.
That is a living hell, to be in that space. That's a state of mind. That's a state of consciousness.
Torment, right?
Yes. Okay. Another good analogy, I'll use myself. I was literally in my own state of hell most of my life because of my own thoughts. Even though I had a smile on the outside and my actions were fun and loving and all of these things, when I look at my thought process and the way I viewed myself, I was really living in a state of hell for quite some time. And the thing that most people cannot comprehend, because we live in a physical reality, they can't comprehend these things. And because of the way we've been so indoctrinated with this Bible, that we were told basically that this was a history book.
Mhm.
It's not a flippant history book. This is a compilation of letters and writings and all kinds of stuff. I mean, if people, I just implore people, why don't you just go find out how this was put together? You know, I mean, when I decided, see, the key component for me and when everything changed, Toya, was when I poured my whole heart in. And what I meant by pouring my whole heart in is I was pouring my whole heart into seeking what God wanted from me. What is all of this about? And I didn't ask those questions until I was 48. It took me 48 years. I was so indoctrinated, doing everything that I was supposed to be doing, but dying on the inside. Dying. Are you dying on the outside? I mean, inside, excuse me. If you're dying on the inside, and if you feel empty on the inside, if you feel lost, all of those things, those feelings are there to push you towards the light. Those feelings are happening to you for a reason. And the thing is that when Christians do not even do what Jesus told them to do, and that was me. I was that Christian. I didn't go into my closet. I was too busy listening to my pastor telling me that I needed to pray to the blood of Jesus. And I was in such a helpless state most of my life. I am in a state of victory right now.
Yes.
I am in a state of, I am on a winning team, and that team is me and Source, and we cannot do anything but win.
That part. Yes, love that, Marley. We have a couple of other guests up here. I thank you. I love your soothing voice. You came in with the soothing voice. Thank you. Hello, serious God. Hold on, say to myself. I gotta talk to my brother God here.
Peace, sister.
Peace,
so
peace.
for having me again.
Yes.
And this ain't gonna be the last time. You know, we're gonna do it over and over again.
Yes.
But since I'm hearing so much separatism going on within the people that you've been talking to this morning, and my message is that you can't use the world to view the world. If you do that, you're going to find yourself fighting against the world. The same way you can't use your eye to see your own eye. You do that, you're going to end up fighting your eye, going cross-eyed, trying to see it. The only way to view the world is through the spirit. The only way to view the spirit is through the world, thus making it one. All of this experience is all one. Light, dark, up, down. You need up to see down. You need down to see up. This makes it one. You need in to see out. This makes it one. But once we start to divide things, saying, oh, this is for this and that is for that, and these are for these, this is when we're creating problems within our own way of viewing the world and our spirit, because it's all supposed to be one thing anyway. We had the brother up here, I call him Dragon Breath.
Yeah, homie.
But
you did say Dragon Breath.
He was talking to you in a sense as a rat is all you are. When you are all,
I am astrology, right? I am astrology.
Right. When you have all the creatures move within you.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't use astrology, because I am astrology. I'm all the signs. You don't. How you gonna know yourself and not know that you're everything?
Right. Once again, the rat can't know it's a rat without seeing only just seeing rats. It needs that ox. It needs that dragon. But when the rat understands the purpose for the ox and the purpose for the dragon, the rat can ride the ox and win the race.
Toot toot. I'm a winner. Hey, all I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up. Hey, and they say that.
Yes. Look. I'm real corny. Yes, they stay there.
They stay there.
No, but I enjoy your poise, Toya. Even though people may see it as you getting aggravated, I just see it as you being passionate, and I realize that that clouds sometimes have a little thunder coming out of it, a little rain coming out of them, and that don't make it any less of a cloud.
Thundercats roared. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know, but like I said, I just appreciate you for staying within the spirit of it and not taking yourself and putting yourself within the beast, but staying in the spirit so you can view the beast properly. I appreciate you so much, sister.
Oh, gratitude.
That's all I wanted to say.
Gratitude. So, somebody was asking, what do you mean you don't use the world to, what did she say? What do you mean we don't use the world to view the world?
What I mean is that if the world and the spirit are one thing, and if you're only primarily using the world to see the world, like for example, if you would be no better than a lion out here or a tiger, but see, you were given the spirit to contemplate. So this means that spirit that's within you is here to view the world. But if you're just viewing the world as a world, you're no better than fungus. You're no better than a fly, because they're living in a space where they're subject to the world, and it doesn't go against them. They're living within the pattern of it. But see, we are the beings of that we get to create this world as we view it. But you can only do that through spirit. If that answers the question.
Okay. Hopefully, I mean, I understood, but I don't know. Hopefully they, see from what you're saying, hopefully you're saying with the spirit, what the spirit is saying unto the church.
Hey, but sister, I just want to say I appreciate you. I'm hugging you.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. I received that. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.
Peace to everybody here.
Peace in the Middle East, in the center of it all. Let there be peace. Hey. What do you want to say, Marley?
I love listening to him. I actually listen to his live.
Yes, me too. Yes.
Oh, what's his
Go follow Serious God Talk, you all. Go check him out on live, Serious God Talk. That's my brother right there, Serious God Talk. He goes live.
Oh, okay. I'll follow him.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead, say to myself.
I was just saying, right, like, how my journey is, basically how people are not understanding. Because my bad, I had to go get off the live because people came in the house.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Noisy. Yeah, that's why my phone was acting like that. But basically an update. My mom's starting her treatment, so that's good. That's really, really good.
Okay.
I want to show you success stories. I'm actually talking to a big brand. On them collaborating with my brand and helping my brand grow. So that's good news.
Oh, yes.
And then
beautiful.
Another mentor. I guess that's a success story. Really, you say that?
Yes.
What else? I actually contacted another mentor and another stream of income I had going. And they said they were going to get back to me next week to figure out something. I guess it's next week, but we haven't still figured out. But I know for a fact it's done. So that's a good thing.
Yes.
One of the top commercial real estate agents in the world. So I was like, I was very, very excited about that. That was a success story.
Beautiful.
And I'm almost finished with all three of my brands. So that's really, really good. I have 3 brands of clothing, beauty, and then the other one is candles and like aroma.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I keep all this to myself.
Yes. That's beautiful. All right.
I keep it all to myself. And that's what I'm saying. I don't want to share like I feel comfortable sharing my good news with y'all. Nobody else.
And we love hearing it. We love hearing your good news. That's sometimes that's the gospel right there. Cause I be like, can we get to the good stuff? Where's the good stuff at? I need to hear some good news. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I noticed and I was aware that I only was saying like things I did not want in my reality. And I'm like, why am I focused on bringing awareness to it? So that's like the biggest thing, because I have all this good news I haven't told nobody. Because I truly do believe, like, sometimes when in my story, right, when I told people my good news, they said something that was unfavorable, and I did not like that. And I'm like, it came from mother, brother, sister. And then I went through a lot of trauma with that in my family. And I'm just like, I'm not telling y'all nothing else. I know it's my story. I know it's my perception. But even though they're all like a reflection of me, oh, no, not no more. I'm sorry. I found my community. And I tell my good news too. So it's like, yeah. And then it's just a lot of things have been in my head. I'm not going to lie. With the cancer and my mother, because she's not in her house yet and we're staying with people. And
say to myself, that's what I want you to clean up though. When you speak of your mother, clean up talking about that she does not have. But here's the thing. You're saying you want her to be cancer free, but you're saying she has cancer. So which one is it?
No, you can have treatment and still be healthy. I told her this is what I really told her. I told her, why would you believe a doctor? They're just telling you what you believe about yourself. I said, I would never believe I have something, because they have to tell you and you have to believe you had something, correct or not. So therefore, I told her if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't believe none of that. Why would you believe it? But
I'm just saying, when you speak of her, don't associate her with the dis-ease. That's what I'm saying. When you know, right? So you're talking about it, just talk about her without disassociate. Don't attach the label to her, to what the doctors have diagnosed her with, right? Yeah. You can just speak of her as though she's healthy. Speak of her from that place.
Because, like, what I really want to say is, like, I don't really have a good, relationship. You know how you're with someone, like you're with your family, but, the story that I perceive, I don't even want to change the story. I just want to be, in my Houston mansion. I know I'm in my Houston mansion. It's just like, how
right. Here's the thing. You have to decide. So here's the thing. Decide what it is you want, and then stay in that role. Okay. No back and forth. So what is it that you want? What is it? And then lean into that, right?
Okay, this is what let me tell you. I ain't go. Yeah,
I'm talking about like concerning your mom. What is it that you want? And remain faithful to that story. Okay. We cannot keep telling a story that we don't want to see and then think that that's going to make it go away. That's not how it works.
Oh, no, it's not a bad story.
It's not about it being good or bad. You're saying it's bad. I never said it was bad. I said tell the story you want to see. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not categorizing it as good or bad. I'm saying pick the story and then stay with that story. Don't switch up with the story.
Okay. This is a story that I'm deciding that she's healthy. She's in her own house. And then for me, I'm always focused on me, all my brands and all my ways of incomes and all the mentors and all the phone calls, because this is in my affirmation, you know how you write affirmations to yourself for the story, all my affirmations of the phone calls, the mentors, the emails, for all my ways of income, my self-concept expand, that I want that to, well, it's already manifest, it's already here, but I'm more focused on knowing that I know I am in my Houston nostalgia, my Houston mansion. That's all I want. That's all I want, and that's all I focus on. Because I did have a question I want to ask you. They said your focus, 51% of your focus should get your manifestations. That's what they said. 51% of your focus, and I've been focused on this 100%. Because I feel like, I don't know if you paid attention of like how I grew since I've known you. I don't know how long I've known you for, like, I guess, like, since time isn't real. I would say like a long time.
Yeah. You've been here since just about the beginning as well. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I
Because
think
yeah,
that's
you
what
had many
said.
names. You've had many names. You started off as O, and then you
That's
went to
okay, I
light
gotta join your
skin,
membership.
and
Light
then you
skin.
went to because you was here when I didn't have the panel open, right? And it
Oh
was more, and
yeah.
more people was coming in talking about their man, my man, my man. How do I manifest my man? Right?
ST,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you've
I
been
said,
here.
I'm
You've
going.
been. You've been.
Yo, I told you. I said I'm getting 20 STs.
I know, right? Young, you came in. You're now. Remember, O was head that wanted the throuple or wanted the polyamorous relationship. You since I've shifted my panel. You shifted what you talk about because you used to be into that SP talk. Now you don't even really talk about that anymore. You talk more about your businesses and what you're doing and not who you're going to be with. You talk about who you want to be. Look at that. That's the shift right there. Your whole conversation used to be like who you going to be with. Now your shift is who am I going to be? Who am I?
I was mad young.
And see, I remember that. See, I remember that. You know, as many people come through here, the things that you remember, right? Like I remember that.
Man,
and I've had so
that's
many
what I said,
people
you
come
gonna
through
be-
here.
You're gonna be with me forever. Remember what happened to Mariah? I forgot about
Oh, Mariah. Well, Mariah had told us she wasn't going to do this for long. She was like, she was coming off social media. Because I think she needed to like really like marinate on what she was being told, right?
Yeah.
I think she really needed, because like we had some really, really deep conversations, right? She would come up in the panel and wanting her to like release the hurt and everything from her situation and stuff. So I think that she said she needed to, she wasn't going to be on TikTok. So yeah, Erin has asked about her too. I was like, well, we just have to manifest that she comes back and gives us an update, right? Manifest that she comes back and give us an update.
Yeah,
You know, because my name hasn't changed. My name has remained the same. So
Cause like with Mariah, I went through similar stories as Mariah. Like it can be so draining when you feel like the story that you've been told that one of your parents is your biggest like competition or your biggest odds, and no matter what. I've lived that.
Okay. So you could resonate. You could relate to what she was saying.
Sure.
Okay.
Talk about one. I had a whole army against I had a whole army. Look at me. Shit. But the thing is, that army was created by me. There's no army. There's no enemies. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I live in my.
And see, that's the difference. What you were able to see versus what. She wasn't ready to like see that yet, like because her thing was like, but why does she keep it? Why does she? You right? It was more of like what her mom was. I don't really talk about her journey because she's not here. But yeah. So hopefully she comes, back and lets us know.
I feel like from my perception, I don't even want to be rude or nothing. I feel like people who still care what other people are saying, they need that validation from their parent. They want it so bad, but they think in their story they'll never get it. Me, I can't cuss on here, but I don't give a you feel me? I don't care what nobody got to say about me, man. I know I'm a god. I know I'm the greatest. I know I'm 1 of 1. I know nobody, man. I just feel like, who are you? Even though we're all connected as one, it's just like, no one's bigger than my program. No one's bigger than my dreams. I've always felt this way since I was like young, like a kid. So I feel like, who are you to talk about me? Even though it's all of us in the story and we're all one. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I know my power. I know I'm the best.
Yes.
And I don't need anyone telling me nothing. I already knew this since I was a kid. No one's gonna tell me anything.
Yes. You remember my daughter? That's because she was saying she wanted to make $10,000 a month. That's like her starting. She's 21, and she was, she wants to live in a high rise or what have you. And she was like, and that's how she talks. She didn't bring it up a lot, right? But she would bring it up, and it's like she's manifesting it. It's like she's actually going to probably double that what she was asking for, right? Because her job, she gets brand deals on TikTok. She doesn't even here's the thing, because I want to see what people say is true. So how people say, well, you have to continue to post on TikTok, because if you don't continuously post on TikTok, views will go down, right? You're right. And so I was like, but my daughter, she takes time off, and every time she comes back, it's like they've been waiting on her. And so she posts her video, and then she always get a video go viral. I'm like, girl, I be like, I need a shift in reality to you, girl, because what? It's just like, because, and she doesn't share her life. She talk about other people's stuff. She gossip about whatever somebody else got going on, you know? But, you know, she was she was just like, I just ain't get really nothing to say. I don't know. That's why she hasn't posted in a while. Because, you know, I mean, she posts like, pictures of herself and stuff, but like the stuff that's like that she knows she's going to get a lot of views from, she hasn't been doing like her minute-long videos for a while or whatever. But yeah, it's just like, man, you can get inspiration from anyone. We just got to pay attention, right? Just pay attention. You know, those of you who may be like, man, I'm waiting, you know, I need my ship to come through. I need my inspiration to come down. I need to see my manifestations coming to fruition. You know, just remain faithful and don't lose hope. Don't look at other people's lives as a comparison, but look at other people's lives as an inspiration. Right. Yeah, get inspiration. Like, man, okay, the law did that for them, then I know it can do it for me.
Yeah, because like this is the thing, like it's crazy you said brand deals and she gets brand deals and I have a brand. That's what I'm saying. Like that works.
Yeah, this brand deal. Now this brand, every time she's made like 3 or 4 videos with them, and every time they come back to her, she increases the price every time. And she said it don't take long for them to say it.
Wow. This is my inner belief.
Right. Wait, hold on. Say to myself, we do have someone else on the panel. Hello, Smarty Pants. You have to unmute.
Yo, go see what Shorty.
I don't know what's going on there, but go ahead.
But yeah, so like what was I gonna say? I forgot. Yeah, like when I first came here, I was thinking about like relationships, but I was just thinking like I don't even want to be in a relationship. I really never cared for relationships because I'm not trying to be rude. I feel like my goals, I feel like your goals will lead you to your relationships. Like if you find your purpose in everything you want to do, you're gonna find out once you like get yourself together and like you put yourself first and like you take care of yourself and your self-concept, everything just gonna go full, you know, in full force. So it's like, why was I even worried about that? Because the story I was telling myself, I had different stories that I was telling myself from now to then. Now I know my power. Now I know that I am the best. Now I know I'm one of one. Now I got 3 brands. Instead of saying like, cause like, instead of saying I had some worries, I had some words like, oh, can I do the name? I said, no, I'm doing the name. Mm-hmm. You see how I shifted? Mm-hmm. All I did was shift. I said, I know I can do the name. I know I have the best intellectual property attorney. That means like the attorney for your work and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I basically just said, no, I'm not doing that.
That's what's up.
It's just a simple
Yep, just stating it, right? Just choosing to make a decision. Man, isn't it so simple, but we just make it so hard. You know how I like to say, Lauryn Hill, it could all be so simple, baby. But you'd rather make it hard. Loving you is like a battle. And we both end up with scars. Yes. Yeah, so someone on, I am streaming on YouTube today, and someone was like, God is not real. It's not that God isn't real, it's that God is not separate from you. The consciousness, the awareness, the energy, the power, that's you. It's not something outside of you. It's not something up in the sky. It's not something that's away from you. It's not something that you have to try to get to. It's something you have to accept that you already are.
What else is it? Like every time I'm in the pool, because like this apartment complex, every time I'm in the pool, I said, oh, I'm in my Houston nostalgia pool. Every time I'm in the basketball court, I say I have my logo on my own basketball court when I'm playing basketball. I literally be telling myself that every time I walk, I'm in my Houston mansion. I literally have those affirmations of anything I do, even if I sit down, it's already done. I don't know how I shifted into this, but it got done. I'll tell you that. It got done. It's crazy how, but the thing is, it's like, people think it's like getting older. But the thing is, just because your age is getting older does not mean your story is getting different. And that's what I needed to learn. Like someone who's like 40, right, can still have the same story what they had when they was younger, where they thought they were nothing. So it does not matter about how older you how you get older. It doesn't matter what story that you have. It doesn't matter because the universe does not care.
Yep. Does not care.
About none of this.
It does not care. It's always listening to what you're saying. Your subconscious mind is never judging you. It's just listening. Oh, that's what you want more of? Because how does it know what you want more of? You keep talking about it. It's never going to say, you know what, you shouldn't talk about that today. You know what, that you don't want more of this. Nope, it's saying what you say. Because it's your genie in the bottle. You got to rub it the right way. And you rubbing it with that same old story. And it's like, oh, okay, you want more? I keep giving it to you.
It's literally like, I forgot, it's like let me use an analogy. Is that what analogy is for? Let's say candy shop. Oh, I have a bad candy. And then it's like, you keep complaining about having a bad candy. But instead of saying, oh, I just want this one, I'm going to focus on getting a new candy bar. Can I get a new candy bar?
Yeah.
Thank you, I have a new candy bar.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on, oh, I had this old candy bar. It was so nasty. It was so... But you have a new candy bar. You just got a new candy bar and you're worried about an old story. So basically an old candy bar that did not serve you. If it does not serve you, why are you focusing and talking about it?
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
That's
but
simple.
one thing we put as people, or whatever you want to call yourself, we put ourselves in hell. Hell is a state of mind. Am I not correct? Hell is a state of mind. It's not no fiery place. It's not no for your sins. Sins just means you're going against what you want out of life, basically, like doubt. Because I was listening to what's his name? Bashar.
Okay.
He said, oh, you always believe in something. He said doubt is still a belief.
Yep.
And I was like, whoa.
Fear and faith are the same thing. It's the same thing. Fear and faith are the same thing. You're either fearing, right? You can use faith and fear interchangeably. Because you could say, I don't believe that something's going to happen. We would say you're fearing it, but it really just means you have faith in that it's not going to happen. You really accept that it can't happen for you. And so we would describe that, oh, well, you're fearing success or you're feeling, but again, consciousness doesn't care about what you're saying. It cares about what you're saying, but it isn't from a place of judgment, right? Yeah. It doesn't care that you're saying it's not going to happen. It's just going to agree with you. You're right. It's not going to happen. That's all. It's just going to agree with you. And then you can say, well, I know that this unwanted thing was going to happen. Or it's going, right? And it's going to say, you're exactly right. The unwanted thing is going to happen. It's just always going to confirm whatever you accept is true. It's never going to argue with you. It's going to be like, yep, you're right.
One question I do have for you. Let's say you get a unwanted thought, right? Of something you don't want. Do you replace it with saying, nah, that's not true? Or do you just let the thought just go about itself and just let it get out your conscience?
Oh no, you bring every thought captive unto the obedience of the Christ mind. We don't let these thoughts just do what they want to do. We got to bring them into subjection.
Yeah, that's what I do. Like, let's say I say, oh, I don't have the money. No, I am abundant. That is not real. That's fake. I am abundant. And I keep saying and then it goes away permanently. And I keep saying, so that's what I just correct the behavior of my thoughts.
Yep.
Basically, until because that's your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is going to show your conscious, and then the conscious you're going to show your 3D. So basically, it's literally just repetition and just being in the story you want. Yeah, I'm in a thriving, healthy environment.
Yeah.
And I don't pay rent.
That part.
That one right there. I don't pay no rent. Because I saw J. Cole do it. That's why I said it's possible. People don't be thinking it, because before he was a rapper, his landlord said, he said, oh, you're gonna focus on music. He said, I don't have to pay you rent. He said, no. He said, until you, I said, I need that.
That's what I'm talking about.
What I already manifested, already have, I'm like, dang, that'd be cool if I get my own place. I ain't gotta pay rent, and the landlord don't let me and believes in me until I get where I need to be. Well, even though I already have it.
That's what I said. The ways of the infinite are unknown, right? He didn't go ask his landlord, hey man, you gonna let me stay here because you believe in me for rent free? No, right? The landlord came and offered this up, and that's how it works. That's how it works. Like, you just gotta choose you, lean into you. Like you said, just choose abundance, choose success, choose prosperity, right? Choose you.
And then I was looking at a TikTok video. They was like, "Oh, you have to have action to manifest." J. Cole didn't put action into that. He just got it. He didn't ask his landlord nothing. He just, I guess his landlord, just came across him and said, "Oh, you do music," and was believed in him. And then and then his landlord, I guess, J. Cole tried to offer him way more money. That's what I said. You never know who could help you. You never know what could come by you just persisting in what you want. You never, there's unlimited things in the world that you can get being healthy, wealthy, the things that you choose to have. So,
oh, Sunflower, that was J. Cole, she said. J. Cole. Yes, I've seen a lot of his videos. Not a lot, but a few of his inspirational videos, where he talks about manifesting. And he was like, he's saying, you need to, whatever you're desiring, go bigger than that, right? He was like, you have a desire, and he's like, okay, go bigger. And then he said, go bigger, right? Go ahead, Marley. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say something to her, Stay, about your mom and just what Latoya was talking about. And that is that only view your mom as healthy, whole, and complete. And I'll use myself as the example. I never thought that I was ever going to heal from the things that these doctors diagnosed me with.
okay.
And I was diagnosed with complex regional pain syndrome, mast cell activation syndrome, POTS. Anyways, all neurological things. But at the end of, and it's one of the hardest things to heal is the nervous system. But it was finally in 2022 when God told me I was going to get back everything I lost, that I thoroughly believed that I could truly heal. And it wasn't, then finally in 2020, and it's like every step of the way, little nuggets came my way, or mustard seeds came my way. I came across Dr. Joe Dispenza, who meditated and healed his back that was told that he was never going to walk again. Many things came into my reality because I made the decision I'm going to heal. When you make the decision, I'm going to heal, that energy, that decision inside of you then sets forth the newness that will come to you because you made that decision. And so your mom, as she's going through her journey, just tell her, you make that decision to heal, Mom, because I already see you healed, whole, and complete. Yes. And so the thing is that people don't understand that we have that kind of power. And what does that mean? God told me I had to get my mind right, my thoughts, my actions, and my emotions under control. And I had to make sure that I gave my body the environment that it needed. So we have to do the things to heal, right? We got to do the things, right? And we got to eliminate the things that caused us in the first place to get this dis-ease in the body. So on my own journey to healing and full restoration, I just wake up every day, no matter what state my body may be in, because God told me the nervous system takes time to heal. You didn't get here overnight. I just wake up expecting healing. I just expect it. And through that work and dedication and getting off all my meds, I'm where I'm at today. Have I reached my goal? I'm on that road. And so to a lot of people that are around me, it looks like, yeah, Mom, you keep saying you're going to heal. Yeah, you keep saying you're going to heal. You're still sitting on that couch half your day. You keep saying you're going to heal, right? So to the world, it doesn't look like I'm doing very good. To my children, when they see me go into a seizure, it doesn't look like I'm doing very good. But I never stop believing that I'm going to fully heal and restore.
Yeah.
The key component is that we can never stop telling us the story that we want. Just like Latoya says, you must maintain the same storyline regardless of whether your world has reflected that or not.
Yes, that is true. Cause I'm living in my I affirm that I know I'm living in my my mansion, right? I have the visuals, the vision boards. But the thing is, I grew from vision boards to affirmations to embodiment. that was the shift, because okay, it's a vision board. That does not mean anything if you do not know that you have it and it's not installed in you, and you do not tell yourself every day and know that it's in you. They're techniques, but like the inner power is knowing and having conviction and awareness and beliefs and like conversations. Everything is a part of you, and it's gonna show you through your conscious, through your subconscious, to your conscious. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole world could say, like, some people said I was a bum. Some people said my girls was crazy. Some people, I think it's funny, even though it's a story that people might like think is negative or whatever. They said I was a bum. They said my goals were like crazy. They said I was delusional. I said, I'm right where I need to be, and all y'all telling me this. It was so funny because I really just don't care. And then I was like, they was like, oh, we're getting up there with my cousin. We're the same. She's like a year older than me, a little bit of a year. And then she's like, oh, we're getting older. I said, no, I'm not. I said, time isn't real. What are you talking about? And then I was like, where do you get that information from? She's like, oh, what's it called? Not social media. Social standards, whatever that's called. I said, you care what other people think about you? That's what you're implying. So I said, no, I know who I am. I know that I'm right where I need to be because I already have everything. And then she's like, where do you get your information from? And I'm like, oh, I didn't tell her because you ain't getting my information. You ain't getting all the sources you need to become, because it's not even the community I get the information from. It was just my reflection of what I put my focus on.
It's
And
so true.
I believed in it. So I was just like, I love when people tell me stuff I don't want to hear sometimes. It's funny because I don't believe it. If I'm not believing in something that serves me, I don't believe in it. So it's funny. I know it's like, I don't know, there's no ego, but it's funny to me.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
laugh
at
at
the
it.
end of the day, when we all understand that, for instance, if every day you go to work and every day you're there and you're like, man, I can't stand going to this job. Man, all these people around me, man, they're just idiots. So you keep telling yourself every time you get in that car and you go to work and you're telling this out loud, well, guess what? The universe is going to continue to give you that. It's whatever it is that you are thinking on and you're viewing is exactly what is going to show up in your reality. So the universe says you think that everybody is ignorant and doo-doo-doos. Well, then I'm going to keep putting those kind of people inside your life because that's obviously what you're feeling inside. You're not happy with the
that
inside.
A long time. Like, it's crazy how, like, sometimes I don't catch my shifts. I don't even think like that no more. I don't have time to think that.
Hold on. Say to myself, because I'm getting ready to about 20 minutes. I'll be closing the live, so I have to go.
Okay.
Take care of some things. But we have 2 extra people on the panel, so I want to inner power. Oh, we just added someone else. No more guests. Thank you. Hello, inner power. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello. How are you?
Good. I've been listening for a while, just observing, and it's interesting. A lot of what you say, I guess it's come into my life in a different way, similar but different. But it's been something that's been very powerful, and I guess even dark night of a soul type thing, right? But it's been something where I have realized that the God that the world sold us is not the real God, ultimately. And we get things that there's power in the scripture, but we have to learn how to discern it, right? We have to read it with the right perspective of who God is.
Yes.
Because if we do not, then we're reading it with the eyes based on what we see, right? And that's why the world is the way it is, because they think they can impose God's will, right? And we have that chaos that starts becoming that, and it's been a struggle to get rid of that, right? And get to that point where God has given me and said, you know what? Build your own reality. Create your own your own world. I've given you that ability. I've given you that. I made you in my image. You're a co-creator with me. We are one. We are not separate. We never have been. And that has been something that I believe in, but I guess my natural tendency is one to kind of still, when something doesn't go always perfect, is to run back to duality. To run back to this, and it's being honest, right? It's just it's just a pure honesty of what it is that I'm like, okay, I'm doing something wrong, right? Like you want to question it, right?
Yeah.
And that's the raw sense of it. It's like, no, it's not necessarily that I'm doing something wrong. Is that it's still part of me not letting go of certain things. It's still me attached to the world in a sense of the way the world sees it. And I guess that's one of the biggest things that I've learned, that God has given us free will, and we try to make sense of it, like in the Bible. The first, why did he put that tree in the center, right? It's like, because I work with computers, so I see that it kind of clicks a little bit different to me with that tree had to be there, because that's real love, because that gives you an opportunity to choose him or to reject him. If he takes that tree away, then we're robots. We don't have choice.
Yes.
So that's the main. That was one of the biggest ahas, right? His first greatest gift was our free will, our ability to choose him or to reject him. And he cannot change who he is. He cannot come out waving a sword, because he will violate that. He will never do that, because he'd violate his love. And that's why he does come out, but he does it subtly, right? So it's something where I see that he loves me not because what I do, my titles, what I've accomplished, what I've built, what my name is here in this world. He loves me because I'm his. Right? And it's him and it's her. It's because we're not going to be naive and say that God is just masculine. It's not. God is feminine.
Right.
It's he's motherly and he's fatherly. This world sees him as mainly father. But that's, and I wanted to ask you all, right? How do you deal with that, right? How do you deal with the how can I say it? You creating your bubble and it's going great, and then all of a sudden something doesn't, and and I guess it's very self-explanatory, probably, right? But I guess I just like to hear different perspectives, right? Because I know that I've recently struggled with it more. Because I was I'm like, okay, I'm on a roll, right? I'm on a roll, right? And it's like nothing can touch me. And then all of a sudden, it was like, whoa, okay.
Where'd that come from? Hold up.
Yeah.
How did that get there?
Yeah.
Well,
and I guess it's just more like we kind of get how can I say it? We get confident, or maybe we do not see that some of our if you want to call them sins, right? There are some bad habits that we pick up, right? And they're the things that we allow, and we kind of just refuse to acknowledge them and say, oh, that's not gonna, but there's still alignment with him. It's not about him judging us. It's about us still aligning ourselves for our own good, right?
Right. Because the Father judges no one. Judgment's left to the Son, which is you. You're judging it. Right, so the Bible has three. It probably has more than three, but the three I lean into is three. The three types it talks about judgment. It says, "Judge not, you will not be judged. Condemn not, you will not be condemned. But if you forgive, you shall be forgiven." And then it also says, "Judge righteous judgment," which means to think right about a thing, no matter what's happening. Give it a right perspective. Right, always see that all things work together for your good. And then that third one is the one that says, oh, give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, running over, because the measure that you meet against another should be measured back to you again. So whatever you give out, you're going to give received, and it's always going to be multiplied, always. So when it comes to experiencing the unwanted, the thing that I just didn't see it coming, right? I forgot that I sowed the seed. A tear was sown unawares, and I forgot that I did it. I did not even that I forgot, I was unaware, right? I didn't know that I gave energy to this thing. So what do I have to do? Take accountability that it didn't get there by happenstance. Even though I'm not aware of how I got in there, it had to get there because I gave it energy. So I get to do what? I get to repent, which means I get to have a radical change of mind and I get to revise it. I can take any experience and give it a different perspective and give it a different reality. So like for me, certain things that I've experienced that I know I was the cause and the thing that happened, and then, because I say what's in you is going to come out of you, right? I revise it. I tell myself, well, actually, that didn't happen. That didn't even happen. Like I talk about a conversation that I had with a cousin that went awry, right? And it got pretty heated. And so I wanted to change the outcome, change the whole situation. So every time I thought of it, I said, well, actually, I didn't say anything. Because here's the thing, that if I don't say anything, we can't have the altercation, right? We can't have the disagreement, right? And disagreement doesn't happen if I don't speak, if I don't say anything. So in my reality, in my mind, every time that situation came up, I said, well, actually, that didn't happen. I didn't even say anything. Actually, I didn't say anything. And I said it so much that I dreamed that this person came to my house came to my house. And every year I have a Christmas party. And we had never discussed it. This happened in August. In December, she wasn't someone I saw regularly. Most of the time we saw each other during family get-togethers or family, festivities. She ended up coming to my house, and it was like it had never happened. We never talked about it. There was no sorries. There was no, oh, I shouldn't have said this, or none of that. It was if it never happened. She came in, and I gave her a hug, and then then we just had a good old time. And then fast forward a few months, she comes to my daughter's send off for her prom. And she was like, hey, I got tickets to go see Janet Jackson. Y'all would have come. And so I was a little hesitant because I was like, I had seen Janet Jackson. I didn't really want to pay for any tickets. And my family, my kids and other family was there. She's like, she's not saying you have to buy it. She's going to give it to you. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm down. And we make a cousin's trip out of it. With that,
and it's funny you say that because I've experienced some of that, when it's kind of like, okay, like, once I've cleansed you can forget about that. You can pretend it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And we start fresh.
Yep.
Like, and I guess it's easier said than done sometimes, right?
Yeah, because love covers a multitude of sin, which is a multitude of missteps.
Yeah.
Right? You missed the mark, and love covers that. Love keeps no records of wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if love, which is God, isn't keeping records of wrong, why are you?
Yeah, and that's the big one where I've seen now. Though he has his justice. It is not our justice. What we call justice is not what he calls justice. It might be similar in some ways, but he has a different view, right? Of how who he thinks justice is, what he thinks justice is, and I believe it's not one where he's judging everybody. It's like everybody has a choice to choose or not to choose him.
Yeah, because to me, when you talk about the tree that's in the garden, it's not are you choosing God, it's are you choosing self? Because self is God, right? So whenever you eat off the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you're not choosing self, you're choosing a power outside of self, because you're creating another power, saying there's a power of evil. There's no such thing. There's no source of evil. The source of evil is in the mind. It's a creation of the mind. It's the illusion. There's only good, there's only God, there's only I am. So every time that's why you're told, that's why it says whenever you eat off that tree, now I have to take life away. Because you chose good and evil, which means you chose the illusion. So now guess what I have to do? Make sure you don't eat from the tree of life.
Yeah, and exactly. That's where I have come to that point where I've seen that it can exist. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It exists if you let it exist.
Mm-hmm.
And we can create that hell. We can go to that hell. We can create that, reality of that illusion, whatever we choose for it to be for us, everybody's going to see it and understand it differently, and based on your beliefs. And that's why I said, according to your beliefs, let it be done to you, right? Like,
Yes.
it is very much so as to what you decide to put your power into. And I guess I've started to already know that. Like I said, like I've been on a roll, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like, okay, am I doing something wrong? Right. And that's where
That's the judgment, right? That's eating off the tree of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Because now you have a knowledge of something, but the knowledge isn't of truth. This knowledge is of error, because there is no wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You could never do anything wrong.
And I think more it's not really about me doing anything wrong. It's me about finding something deeper within me that I still need to kind of like, stuff that I hang on to and I need to let go of.
Yes.
Things that I'm holding on to. Things that I'm not,
Yeah, out of
allowing.
familiarity, right? As they say, familiarity breeds contempt, right? You got to let go of the thing that feels comfortable to you. And it's not that you're wanting to be. Here's my thing. I don't say getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I say get comfortable with the new normal. You want to normalize the happiness, the stillness, the oneness, the prosperity, the joy, the love, the peace. You want to normalize that, because we have normalized chaos.
And from experience, I've noticed that difference, where it's kind of like my honor roll is more of is better, more peace, more things going my way, and the moment that I start allowing the negative to kind of creep in, well, I didn't do this right, something even subtle, it starts perpetuating itself as well, right? And I've noticed the difference between both, and that's where I kind of wanted to kind of see your guys' perspective on that, because I've experienced, kind of flip-flopping of that for a while, and where I'm like, it kind of comes back to me and it says, no, I am more in control than I think I am, of my reality, and what I create and what I bring forth and how I view it and how I feel in it, how I,
Absolutely. So we'll go to Marley, then we'll go to Kevin. I got about 5 minutes, so short and sweet.
I just wanted to respond to what he said.
Go ahead.
So I want you guys to think of the tree of life, and there's two things that I want you to think of. Of course, when you take our nervous system and you take the nerves out of the body and you look at it, it resembles roots, And then if you take a woman's placenta and you lay it flat out, right there in the woman's placenta, you will see a tree. And then back to what he was saying about, having days that you feel like you're going back into duality. I feel some of those days too. And when I feel those days, I realize that is not mine. That is maybe just some energy that I'm feeling that's coming through me. So we got to think of energy that is coming through us, like the ocean. Like the ocean is calm, and then next thing you know, the ocean can start to rev up, and the waves get stronger. Well, that's because the tide, the energy is pulling it. Like you see a lake, and it's perfectly glass and still, and the next thing you know, you can look over to the left and you see ripples in it. So the same things that are happening in the ocean, that the energies come through us. And sometimes when the energies are high, especially if we've got solar flares or the Schumann's off, it changes inside of us. So once I realized that there were outside energies that were happening all around me, meaning energy, I realized that not everything that I feel was mine. And another way to explain that is when you walk into a room and you feel the room and it feels off. You feel that energy, but is that yours? So one thing to think about is whenever you kind of feel off, the question that I ask myself is, am I feeling this because that's mine? Or am I feeling something that is the collective that's around me? Just something to think about. I thought I would share that.
And let me go deeper with that perspective, with the feeling the energy around you. Who's the creator? in that experience. Okay, I walk into a room, I feel energy. Who's thinking it and who's experiencing it?
I'm experiencing it.
And who's thinking it?
I thought it because I experienced it.
But what comes first? Is it the thought that comes first, or is it the experience?
The feeling came first.
Really?
Wasn't a thought. Nope. I walked in, the whole feeling was off. And then the thought was,
no, you're judging the feeling is off.
Mm.
You're thinking that it's off, so thus it's off because you just judged it as off.
no, it's a shift that you feel. It's kind of like when a wave that hits you, you know, the wave actually hits you.
So
And what
does
I'm saying is-
I get what you're saying, because you're making the energy be outside when it's not outside. It's within. Everything's within you. There's nothing happening outside of you. Everything is happening within you, right? Everything comes from within, then without. The world is projection, is not the cause ever. The mirror is never the cause of the reflection, ever. So either the world is the mirror or it's the cause. It can never be both. It either is reflecting you or it isn't. And say, I know that's the hard pill to swallow, to say that we're the cause of all experiences.
That's deep.
That's the hard pill to swallow.
And you know what? And this past time, that's probably been one of the biggest revelations. That a lot of what I was worrying about is mainly in my mind, in my head, and coming from me. It's not even outward. Like, I created this whole thing, you know, and that's the truth. I mean, I do see that's we are the cause of it. It's how we perceive it.
Yeah, because if you just allow the experience with not taking any thought, without judging it, it would just be an experience. It would have no good or bad. It wouldn't have no wrong or right. It would be no positive or negative. It just would be an experience. It would just be, I'm in the room. That's all it would be. I'm just in the room.
I see what you're saying. So no matter what you are feeling, meaning, I guess I see.
It's a creation of the mind.
Right. Okay. But we are in physical reality. So when you feel something, like if somebody pinches you, you actually feel somebody pinch you.
But who created the person pinching?
I'm still in physical reality.
I know, but you brought about the experience of someone that's going to pinch you. You wrote the script that someone could pinch me, so they did.
I can't. This is easy for me, okay? You just stumped me, honey. You totally just stumped me. I'm not a loss for words. I'm trying to really grasp what you just said.
And here's the thing, I know it sounds like theory, but it's not theory. Like
I'm in menopause right now and I'm sweating profusely. Is that my reality, or is that something I'm making up?
Here's the thing, we're the same age. I'm 52, I'll be 53 in December. I don't claim menopause.
Oh, you know,
I don't claim it. I don't.
I hear your words. I hear your words.
My body's just adjusting. The body's just adjusting. The body, why we label experiences, right? Because the world told us that's what it was, right? Because the more you stop labeling it, the less you'll experience it. But every time you attach yourself to experiencing, you give it a judgment.
Oh, you know what? I did ask God this question in my meditation one day. I said, can I ask you, why is menopause for some women really awful? And then for other women, right, their experience is, I just breezed straight through it. Never fazed me. I literally asked that question, and then a couple days went by, and then the answer came in. Menopause is only as bad as you were to yourself.
There you go.
I'm like, shut the front door.
Everything is you pushed out. I know we don't want to say that the world is us, is mirroring us, but it always is mirroring us. I don't care what you feeling, what you thinking. It's you. It's you.
I have a testimony on that. I'm not gonna even say I have it, because I honestly have put it in God's hands. But it's something that runs in my family it's a hereditary disease that kills the kidneys by the time you're 50, right? And so
they say.
So they say, right? And so my dad, he's already He's already gone through it. He's had you know, his kidneys, my uncles as well, 2, 3, my aunts. It runs in the family, right?
It runs in the family. You want to know why it runs in the family?
Well, there's something.
Because the first person who had it, that was diagnosed from it, kept this
Declared it,
belief system. They kept the belief system, and it just came through. So as the family lineage went down, the genetic marker now is this is a part of my family lineage. So it takes a person to say, nope, that's not a part of my family lineage anymore. I'm killing this and ain't going to be a part of it.
And I get it to a certain extent, I guess, but not necessarily, because you see, my dad, I don't think it works so straightforward like that, because my dad, he's the first one in his family to get it, and so he has a 3rd grade education. He comes from Mexico, and so they don't keep up with their stuff, right? My grandmother, we didn't know that that's what she died of, right? So when my dad gets sick, and at 50 years old, and he lands in the hospital, no one in the family knew we had this. Nobody. So when he got sick and he lands in the hospital and says, okay, you're going to have to start dialysis the next day because your kidneys are already gone. And so, you know, I feel that it goes a little deeper than that. I think that we have an opportunity to kind of, if it's already there, you know, there is some stuff that carries forward for whatever reason, whether it's because of my dad or because it's something that I have to remove from my life as well. You know, I tested myself when I was younger, and I was, you know, not officially confirmed, but I confirmed that it was there. But I do believe that God has it. When I say, okay, it ends here with me, you know, it's gonna stop with me. It's no longer even here, and He's already sending. He's sending things. Even to a point where I developed a compound for myself that I feel that He sent to me. And this compound is amazing because it's natural. It takes me a while to make it, but it helps me so much when my back wants to give out, whenever I feel certain things. Like, I feel like it's just been a gift that I kind of created myself through Him, that, you know, and it's something where, for working out, like, it's amazing. Like, I don't understand why we don't use it, but it's something, because it's not very common.
Right.
I mean, I can understand because they can't really make it right, but it's made from stevia. And but this thing, man, you can lift 2 or 3 times your amount at the gym, but simply because of the anti-inflammatory properties. But I feel those are gifts, you know. Those are gifts that for me I needed. Because when my kidneys would flare up and, you know, swell up with the cysts or whatever they had, it was bad. My back would give out. My blood pressure would skyrocket, you know.
There's a book on TikTok that, and it gives you what is happening in the spirit that manifests in the body, in certain areas in the body, right?
Yeah, I saw that book.
Yeah.
I saw that book, yeah.
And that goes hand in hand with Chinese medicine, because, you know, Chinese medicine says the same thing about everything is attached to an emotion. And so at any rate, it'd be interesting for you to maybe even just ask God, why is this happening in my family lineage? I asked God that question, like, why in my family lineage, on my mother's side, do we all have neurological problems? And He gave me the answer. And so
yeah, He always answers.
Yeah, and so I say, you know, just ask that straightforward question so that you can alchemize it.
Ask and you shall receive always. And we're gonna go to Kevin because I really do have to like close the we have to go set up for my our daughter. She's a cheerleader and they're having their homecoming today. We have to go set up.
It's good talking to you.
Oh, thank you so much. It was great talking to you too. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, good afternoon, panel. Mine is really quick. I just want to say Noah must be a fan of Neville Goddard.
How so?
What I mean by that, is that Noah lived in the end. He didn't wait till it started to rain to build the ark.
Right.
And the rain didn't come until the ark was finished.
Say that.
Your belief system builds your ark.
Ooh. Clock that.
That's all I had to say.
Ooh. Your belief system builds your ark. The Ark of the Covenant.
Yes.
The Ark of the Covenant. Your agreement with self.
Yep.
It's your agreement. You are agreeing to things which Neville would say, assuming things every day, every moment, every day. What are you agreeing to? And we've agreed to so many things. We've agreed to, pathologies and running rampant in the family, right? We've agreed to, life has to be hard and difficult. We agreed that marriages must be challenging. We agreed that we got to go through hell to get to heaven. Like, we've agreed to so many things. It's time to break the agreement. Break the contract. Break the contractual agreement. And live in the life that you desire to have. Hello, Vincent. Did you have something you want to say real quick before I close the live? And I just love that, Kevin. That was just so awesome.
Awesome. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Hey, Kevin, I love what you said. Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to you all, and the key word that y'all said was experiences. And I wrote it on a piece of paper so I can remember. I remember a testimony with a male, young man, introvert. And he read books. He went on the internet and researched. And he didn't really find anything that was real for him, but he worked on what he knew. And he said he went to the bank and there was a beautiful woman standing in front of him. He said it was sundress. She had it tied in a knot around her ankles and her heels, and she was real pretty and smelled good. And she walked to the teller at the bank, and the teller was rude. And he noticed how she handled the situation, and that sweetness of how she is. He said he lost his place in line, and he had to know her name. So he walked to her, and he wanted to find out her name because there was something inside of her that drew him. And he would say, I need to know the thing that's in you, the name that's in you, because it did replicate how he was. And he was single. And he said that there was something there. And I know we're on the subject of we can produce our own thoughts and premonitions and things like that. But I wonder, is there a true living thing that can make all of us give peace even when we don't want to and cause attraction? And that's all I want to say.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're everything. And as much as we want to try to divide ourselves into, we want to tear the garment as the Christ, right? We want to rip it up, and everybody wanted to take a piece, and this person take a piece, and they take a piece. For whatever reason, we don't want the wholeness of everything. We want to divide the spoils. There's no division in Christ. There's no division in oneness. You cannot divide infinity, neither can you add to it. You can't take anything away. You can't add anything to the I am. So guess what? That means you're all of it. That I am everything and everything I am, everything that I'm aware of. That's who I am. My awareness is key, because that's what your awareness is, what you see. Right? Your frequency is what you frequently see. That's your frequency. That's what you're experiencing. Now, what it's not about what other people are experiencing, it's what you're experiencing. Because the other people are just there to confirm your awareness. That's the only reason why they're there. Your doctors, your lawyers, your children, your spouses, your friends, your family, your co-workers, your business partners, the person at the gas station, the person at everyone is a projection of you. You pop them into your holographic experience. You drew them in just to make this reality real for you, to make the dream come true. And knowing that you're the dreamer in this reality, dream better than the best you know. Just dream better than the best that you know. And with that being said, guys, I may come back on later tonight. We'll see how the day goes. But if not, maybe I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. This has been wonderful, amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming and interacting and engaging with the live. Hopefully, we've all gained a more awareness of who we are, right? As the I am experiencing this thing we call life. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, YouTube. Bye-bye.
See you later.
See you later.